straight, nada, then I mean disable. Corner demons make you sway, member bombs I hit away. Consequence of being hateful.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I'm bad, it is deep in my toes, but I really feel glad cause we hit the best
This
goal.
is very special.
Champions time, I can't wait. Massive meaty men today, while I'm chilling in my condo. The time is 11, I needed to wake up. I do have depression, so you can get fucked. Corporation Vega, yes in the nation. Now I'm accepting, my inputs just drop off. All the racist, but no one is perfect. Itchy been slandered, just stop me first. Make bottle with water. Guilty deterrent, no matter the offer. I want the commercial. You know who the worst is? Misery merchants. Like Adam Craig Lime, a honeyphone person. Feeding my creatures, the door that she's certain. Power dog leader, the king is suffering. Keep it pertinent, tips are not urgent. Got two big bills that's sometimes recurring. Cat is returned in, now she's dispersing. Camera was working while I was jerking. Now guys, my account is complete, it ain't worth it to reveal to great. Need to keep my family safe, so they're trying to scam me today. Money's for an hockey stick, no, don't do it, no snake eyes, no. Roll back, nickels, just a dice roll. But we got to mess around, nothing to hide my code. Now I'll take OTG's bed, promise I don't wanna play. It'll be bigger than Evo. Was Tony use a clip of me without permission? No God, these are some really awful suggestions. Tell lies, pick no ties and gum guys. Oh hi, Jared's here and I see him spamming. Remember when I said my viewers were the laziest? Told super blind man, I don't see what's in his radius. Social league chicks is alias, reading more junk is tedious. Grooming pandeliers, not proof of pedophilia. It looked like hell, a parking lot full of deviants. Chaos realm, one is like Shelly, a BBW. New clothes, woman covered in my unique glow. I can't stand bonus K3, but it makes me go. Whoa, bro, being small time is the hardest. Been curating content for 15 years, I'll go the farthest. Created Let's Plays, viewership is declined. No need to innovate or keep up with the times. Now guys, do not call me monkey spank. Water bottle to my head, crying makes it more meaningful. Was so sad I passed away. Uses that to get me paid. That's why I'm the king of hate. No respect.
Tipped $1 and said you should have a special fighting issue in memory of T. Carter on his birthday. I don't know if I would want to dwell on the past, especially on his birthday. It's kind of grim, don't you think? But thank you for the tip. Alright, now guys, if you could support the stream tonight, I would really appreciate it. You guys may not know this, but during the break, I dropped a considerable amount of investment into my streams for fighting games moving forward.
I need your buying and some funds in my account. I hope you listen cause I need a big amount. I need that money and I need some real support. I need that money cause I have to feed my horse. I need that money. Yeah, I need it. I need that money.
Need that money.
I need that money. Need that money. I need that money. Please, I need that money.
The internet bill, the electric bill.
Young cat. If we're talking money, I need it. Gifted subs, yeah, I need it. Super chats, feed my cats, yeah, I need them bad. Something broke in my house, I might call my dad. When my money's running out, I get really sad. Yeah, I know I'm tweaking, but my sink is leaking. I already told you, my wife broke the disposal.
I just don't have any real disposable income to be blowing on anything right now. It seems like every single time that I'm able to save money up and I can do something, something happens.
I need your buying and some funds in my account. I hope you listen cause I need a big amount. I need that money and I need some real support. I need that money cause I have to feed my horse. I need that money. Yeah, I need it. I need that money.
Need that money.
I need that money. Need that money. I need that money.
My bills.
Please, I need that money.
The internet bill, the electric bill.
I need your buying and some funds in my account. I hope you listen cause I need a big amount. I need that money and I need some real support. I need that money cause I have to feed my horse. I need that money. Yeah, I need it. I need that money.
Need that money.
I need that money. Need that money. I need that money.
My bills.
Please, I need that money.
The internet bill, the electric bill.
I need your buying and some funds in my account. I need that money.
Need that money.
I need that money. Need that money. I need that money.
Bills.
Please, please, I need that money.
Meter bill. Electric bill.
It's me on a Saturday morning. Who would have thought? And there's so many of you already. I appreciate that. It's early for a Saturday for some of you, and I appreciate you waking up on time this time. Because when I needed you to vote, you didn't show up nice and early to help. So it's cool this week. I appreciate it. Before we even start, or before we even started, Jordan came through with the 5. Big ups Jordan, of course. And he said, I can leave for longer and longer, and each time I check back, nothing changes. Philly, pathetic as always. And this was not the original intent for the stream. I was going to watch the food that we didn't watch last week. We were going to watch, it was nothing but a food stream today, until yesterday, where the entire pre-stream was everything that I wanted to talk about for the week. I had already started a video about him trying to change the reward goals, and I had it in the editing process. All the lines were recorded. I was finally putting it together, and then he did the entire rant again yesterday with additional details, and then he also defended PPP, and then he also talked about Jasper. I had to throw the whole video is now gone. It's in the trash because the guy talks about the same thing 2 days apart for way too fucking long. So that's what we're doing today. I really appreciate it. Impromptu style. But I'm hoping that we can still watch the Chick-fil-A thing by the end, because I was told it was pretty robust. Please ignore all the voice cracks. We're on one today. We're just going to watch the whole pre-stream, because it all sucked from front to back. And hopefully I didn't forget to grab any of the context, because it's super important that we know exactly
Alrighty, everyone. Good morning
exactly
and welcome
what
to the
was
show.
said.
It is Friday, January 31st, 2025. I hope that you're all doing well as we wrap up the first month of the year and head into a fresh new one.
Yeah, the pre-recorded
I know
video
I'm
was
ready.
felted for
It's been
sure.
a great month for sure, even though there's been little to no real new content in the gameplay universe, right? Like, for example, I've just been playing older games. Like
Shout out the gameplay universe, of course.
You know, wrapping up, well, not really wrapping up, but continuing on with multiplayer in games like Street Fighter 6 and Call of Duty. There really hasn't been much going on. February will be different because if you take a look at the gaming landscape for next month, there's several new releases. There's several betas, including things like Monster Hunter Wilds and the newly announced Elden Ring Night Rain beta, which I'm going to be.
Am I the only one that feels like every single week we're always looking forward to a couple more weeks out? Like, it's kind of like watching the UFC in that way, in which every event that you're watching, every day that you watch DSP, the only thing that he really does is hype you up for the next thing that's going on, just so when it finally does roll around, they can hype you up for the next thing and basically undersell you on what you're currently watching. Guys, nothing is happening in the gaming universe. And then he proceeds to play games for the next week where you don't want to watch it because nothing's happening. But then next week when it rolls around and it's finally February, he's going to say the exact same thing. All the games suck. Tune in next week. He's going to be doing some sort of show that's going to be terrible. You'll tune into that. It's a never ending cycle this way. It's always look forward to tomorrow rather than actually watch the content and be interested today. It's a very weird business model.
So there's going to be some very exciting things gameplay-wise coming soon. But I just want to thank you all for what was a really great month. I had a great time over the course of January, and I hope that you all did too. It's a Jasper cam. Look at this. You can see him at a different angle. How you like seeing Jasper at 2 different angles at once? There you go.
Hey, good morning, Kanye.
So yeah, good stuff. And I hope that you guys are all ready for some fun today. On today's...
Speaking of fun, Hoskew with the 2. No trip for Cat thanks to Cat. Somehow. Real. Big ups, Atlas. Well, thank you for the 2. And because you put real at the end, as fucking ban on site, bud. Congratulations. You played yourself. Thank you again for the 2, though.
Show. We've got some interesting topics to discuss, including the fate of multiverses. I wonder how many of you remember that game. I actually played it several different times over its lifespan. There's a huge update today, and it ain't a good one. Also, Get this, Sony has issued a DMCA takedown.
We're gonna speed it up.
Against the
I
modder
don't want to
who
sit
made
through the
Bloodborne
intro
run
here.
at 60 frames per second on PC. I'm not kidding. We will talk about that today. Plus, I want to talk about where we are with our support goals, the rewards that we're currently doing for them, the possibility of maybe shifting them around based on your feedback today, and guess what? When I come back on Sunday, two big things are going to happen. First, my background is going to change
Two
just
big
a bit.
things.
Not too much
Not
this
builds
year. I
this
really
time.
don't want to
Two
change the background
big
that much 'cause I
things.
think it looks amazing with my visuals and lights and everything. So I'm going to tweak things. What I'm going to do is the ghost is going to go into a little bit of a break. We're going to have a different sign out here.
Oh, thank God, guys. The Ghost is finally gonna go on break. I don't know how long the Ghost has been around, but I'm pretty sure that we've violated some sort of Washington employment policies with how long the Ghost has been on. So I'm really, really excited to hear he's finally going on break. This very cool, very robust DSP. Thanks for informing us. And Jordan with the 5, but that's how he builds people up to return and build a routine. Promise tomorrow so you don't have to impress today. Yeah, but how many times can these people consistently fall for the same thing? Like, that's the thing that gets me, right? Like, I compared it to the UFC. At least I really watched dudes get knocked out this week. On the off chance that it did suck, for the most part, I did watch dudes fight. The gameplay is always terrible, though. You never really watched anything interesting. I don't know. It seems like a weird thing to get sucked into consistently. But thank you for the 5 nonetheless. And Popper Lives, 34 links for the 3, and a sticker of a bird with a pear with a thumbs up. Very cool. I thought it was a bird at first. I need my glasses,
one or
dude.
two little small changes, but for the most part, the background will remain the same month to month. Okay, what you will see is new animations on the frame every single month. Okay, but also starting this Sunday, you guys are finally going to start voting on the game that will be played as the viewer's choice game during the upcoming marathon when we hit 100 goals of support. So finally, you guys will start to have your real say. I mean, the nominations have now gone on for about a week. It'll be great to see what you guys vote on and what game we're going to end up playing. Okay? So good stuff going on right now and stuff to talk about today. I hope that you're enjoying the background. Today it's supposed to be basically like under the sea, where you see like you're underwater, but you can see like things swimming by and the like, which is why you see some motion back there. I actually really like it.
What? All right, hang on. Let me slow it down. Maybe I'm not getting the full effect of the light show here. It's supposed to be under the sea. I'm supposed to be seeing creatures or something. Okay, I'm going to be looking now. I want to get the full effect, obviously. I didn't want him to waste his time and effort.
Around the walls and everything. If you again, you look at the wide angle shot, you could actually see how it like simulates things moving behind me, which is really cool. It's weird because sometimes I feel like this camera.
I really think that's wishful thinking. It just looks blue to me.
But when you go wide cam, you can actually see how the lights are moving behind me, and it does simulate like there's something swimming in water. And I actually have this all around the room. It's all the edges of the room are all lit up, which is really cool. So.
And this is the thing that irritates me the most with some of DSP setup is he's got so much shit. He thinks it's the coolest thing on the planet. He always wants to talk about it. We're always making improvements, but half of the shit isn't even in frame. He's got 2 cameras and he still has shit off frame that he can't show you. How does that happen? This guy sets the fucking setup up himself, and there's still shit off frame that he's going to tell you about verbally instead of actually showing you. It just seems poorly thought out every time.
Good stuff. What's up to everyone here who's hanging out today? First of all, everyone on the YouTube side, we got Perry, Mr. iGamer, Copine, Fed Roger.
And you're right, Snood. He uses AI to edit it out for half the fucking stream. So what's the point? You're right. He should have just installed a fucking green screen ages ago and went with that, and he could have done whatever he wanted with his background. But instead, we had to spend a bunch of money and a bunch of streams setting this up for it to disappear for half the stream and not be in frame for most of the stream. Sound good? Sounds good to me. And by the way, PPP actually agrees. His opinion's far more important, but I don't want to jump the gun now.
Hope you're all doing well this morning. Pausen was in there too. And then on the kick side, we've got The Bottom Line Is in Rare Tricks. And thank you to Air Wagner, our first contribution of the day. Air Wagner just gifted a sub to the community over on Kick. So let's get that up on the leaderboard as our first contribution of the day. I appreciate that very much. Let's see if I can type with a cat here. Not making it easy. I need to use the dash.
The average Atlas stream. Typing
okay.
around the
now
cat.
I have to click over here. Oh, he's pushing my hand. All right, I got to distract him with the other hand so I can get my hand on the mouse with this hand. Okay, and now I can put $5. There we go.
I hate it.
It's like
I
trying to
hate
drive
it.
a car while someone is on your lap or something. Like,
Nobody needs this, bro. You're on screen. They can see exactly what's happening. Like, I just don't know. And maybe it's for the audio styles. Maybe we're still narrating for Super Blind Man's Ghost. I'm unsure. But when you're on screen and they can physically see the cat, I don't see the point in wasting the time talking about it. We need to move on positively, right? That's what I would think. Thank you, Francisco Ramos. I can't do the last name. I'm not going to embarrass myself. But thank you for the 7 months. This is very cool. We need a third camera to sure he doesn't Epstein himself with the RGB strips. Oh, to make sure that he doesn't Epstein himself with the RGB strips. I think he's too big of a coward. I don't think he would ever. Come on now. Come on. DSP is... I'm going to get there one day. Is absolutely terrified of being in pain. I mean, you've seen how big of a baby he acted when he had an ear infection. DSP could never hurt himself legitimately. So
anyway,
I don't think we need the third
everyone.
camera angle, dude. We need more RGBs.
Hopefully we'll put you in good spirits this morning with a fun podcast today. And Mix, how you doing? Mild Cat, how you doing this morning? I'm in a good mood. I'm glad that overall this week, despite the fact that there were some setbacks with my health and with PPP, being under the weather one day and us having to delay our wrestling commentary show, overall,
which I was pissed about, by the way.
Great. Okay, it has.
I'm angry we moved it to the night stream, but that's fine.
To be had, lots of fun, lots of engagement, lots of support. All right. Now, there's a few things to discuss about support, goals, rewards, etc. And I feel like we should talk about that. All right. Let's start with this. Okay. Some people are very confused about goals of support and when they count and when they don't.
How? We do this every single day. And my question is always exactly the same. How could anybody...
Ain't no fucking way.
Ain't no fucking way indeed. How could anybody be confused about the rewards and how they work when you talk about them on a daily basis and you reiterate the rules and prerequisites that have to be met every single time? I just don't know what dent hasn't tuned in for the past decade to understand what's going on. I'm not sure that they exist, in all honesty. That's what I'm calling into question. Den Style News Network, shout out, of course, for the 10. You know, if I was 5'5", I would also be scared of being noosed by my microphone USB cable, much like Atlas, as he confessed to me in confidence a week ago. I disavow. Thank you for the 10, of course, but I disavow. Not 5'5", 6 feet even. And Jordan became a member of the 60 Skulls, so thank you so much, Jordan. Big ups, brother. Oh, Atlas is not the short keeper. Stop it.
Show, Smart
Ink
Guys
is getting
once a week,
banned.
and
He's got to go.
It does well. Like every single time we've done the show, it's done well support-wise, okay? In regards to, the way it's gone, the first week we did it, I want to say we raised like around $600, and then the second week we did it, we raised like 500. Last week we raised like 230, and then this week, again, over 500. So the show is doing well. Keep in mind the show is split between two people, right? It's not just for me. That's between myself and Ashton. So because of that, it's still good when you think about, wow, we're doing well for that once a week wrestling commentary show. And
okay, then why are we bringing it up?
It's twofold. Number one, people really like the fact that I am doing a show with someone else. For the last decade,
Why do we need to talk about why the show is doing well? I don't understand. If you have gameplay that's doing good, people show up for the gameplay, people support the gameplay, you should just fucking play the game, right? You've got a wrestling show that does well, just continue to put it on the show the way that you have been. You don't need to tell your audience why they're enjoying it. That seems like such a weird segment to do. A waste of time for information that the people who are enjoying already fucking know why they're enjoying. So again, who is this for? Because you're not going to convince people who aren't into wrestling to show up to the wrestling show. It's just not going to happen. You have your audience. That's it. You're done. Congratulations. You did it. Apparently the show is going well. So then just continue to do it. I don't understand what the tactic is here. To waste time to pad the stream? Right? That's it?
To see me finally have interaction and crossover with someone else who's also notable on the internet has been a pretty awesome thing. I think that Ashton and I have great back and forth. We're getting more comfortable in our roles on the show. We always do around a half an hour to an hour of just kind of messing around, meaning Grill Phil. We did a segment yesterday. We called it Grill Phil, where we put me on the hot seat and you ask me silly questions and we do dumb stuff in regards to what detractors have been saying and dumb shit like that. And it's fun and entertaining. You know what I mean? It's not meant to be malicious in any way. It's just a good time.
If he's going to put the flames up, he should at least have the RGBs in the background correspond. Come on, DSP. Do the whole bit or don't do it at all. Now, Hate Army in the chat saying that all of this is because someone said in a comment that he should count half of the money for the show towards the goals counter. and that he called him a regard in the comment, which I seen multiple times yesterday. This is true. But again, even if that was the case, if we're going to address that today, which I don't even remember if we do, we didn't need the whole preamble, you know? I feel like we could have just addressed that and we could have moved on, and we didn't need an entire lead up to it. It's just it's a bad use of time, I think. For a guy who's already always behind on everything and can't complete games.
On the hot seat, and I grilled him a little bit and got him a little sweaty under the collar, and he had to answer for a few things. So it was actually pretty good, okay? So this show, I feel, is getting better and better. Okay, if you haven't seen it yet, check it out over on DSP Reacts. It's at DSP Reacts on YouTube. Okay, and we archive it every week.
What
make
in
it
the
public. So you can watch
goddamn?
the show in its entirety. This week it was the Grill Phil segment, which turned into Grill Ashton for a little bit, and then it was covering Saturday night's main event and Monday Night Raw, and our thoughts and predictions for the Royal Rumble this coming Saturday night. Okay. Great show,
Okay.
about 3 hours long, and from now on we are going to be doing it on the late night stream, because we are attempting to catch the Kino Casino crowd as well as my viewers. And I get it. Like, for example, Perry the White just said in chat, I'm glad you did it. And I like the show, but I can't catch it, on late night streams. Totally get it. We tried it as a day stream and it worked, but we're trying to catch some of the casino crowd as well, not just my viewers. And it worked. Like last night, we actually had more viewers and more support than when we were doing it as a day stream. So we're going to keep doing.
And that's what matters. It didn't matter whose audience was pulling up where. All that mattered was that they were getting wailed out on. And unfortunately for DSP's audience, as dented and regarded as they are, the casino fans, they wail out harder. It's just the way that the ecosystem was designed. So all of DSP's fans who can no longer make the wrestling show, despite wanting to see it, you can get fucked because you never gave enough money, stupid. Maybe if you pulled out your wallet more frequently or in bigger quantities, you could have continued to watch the show you like. But since you didn't, since you lost out to the Kino losers, you really are a loser now. Congratulations. You deserve it, actually.
And that's going to continue on.
Oh, sorry, I missed a couple of these, and I shouldn't do that. Oh, it was actually just the one, once again, from Dense Style News Network for the 5. Watch Atlas go hard on the money split, but this dude still ain't bought me a burrito. Yeah, this is true. Inked has never received a burrito from Atlas. Accurate.
Continue on Tuesday
I can't
night.
argue
Okay,
with
we're gonna
that.
start to
His
try to do it
company
every
pays
Tuesday
for
night on my late
them.
stream. Fair enough. Now, the question has come up. Well, if the show's doing well, then why aren't you counting the show for your support? Because
there's
you've
the
got
comment. We
goals
are
rolling,
addressing
right?
this
You're
today.
trying to hit certain levels of support goal. And if you have a show that's doing well and you're basically hitting that goal, why aren't you counting it towards the streak? Well, here's not the streak, I keep calling it the streaks, the milestones, right? Well, here's the thing. The first week, we did. The first week, I actually counted it. I said, hey, we hit it, and I counted it towards that goals hit. And then
Okay,
the second week,
that sounds
I didn't.
positive.
Okay,
Okay,
and
that
then
sounds
last week,
negative.
we didn't hit it anyway. Like last week we didn't even hit $250, so technically it wouldn't have counted towards the milestones anyway.
Okay.
So the thing is, it's kind of all over the place. So I think what we should do is we should come to a determination: should it or should it not count towards my goals? All right. Now,
But he called somebody regarded online for this. Like, he actually went out of his way to insult somebody for even recommending this idea. So now we're gonna take it into consideration. Now we have to decide. Why didn't we decide before we started insulting people online? I mean, that seems like it would have been a far better idea and far better optics for somebody who could definitely use them. Seems like a strange decision to me. Very strange.
here's the thing. I'm well aware that many of you right now who watch my content during the days also are checking out Smart Guys and supporting me over there. So in that regard, yeah, you can argue that should count then. At the same time, definitely there were people on the stream last night who were casino viewers, and they were very generous and supported it. And then you're like, well, they were really there for Smart Guys. They're not there to support Phil's content exclusively, so should it be counted? So
No. You're part of the fucking content, you idiot. It doesn't matter if they were just there for the Kino Casino aspect, the PPP part of the show. They fucking paid you too, because half of it goes to you. Like, that's how this shit works. It doesn't matter if both people are being paid on a show. It doesn't matter if they're there for both of you. They have to endure either way, and they decided to pay. That's it. Count it towards the fucking thing, because they also supported you in a roundabout way. If they do happen to watch your shit food review content later on, that's an added bonus to them. But it should still be counted. That doesn't make any sense.
here's the deal. We could argue either way, correct? We could. And
We
here's
couldn't.
the thing. I don't want to be talking about my goals during Smart Guys, okay? Because they're my goals. They're not PPP's goals. He has his own goals on his own show, Kino Casino.
I'm a god.
So I think what we will do moving
How can
forward
you kill a god?
is
What a
I will
grand
pocket all
and
the money for myself,
intoxicating
and I will
innocence.
I'm
Thank
just
you,
kidding.
Dan Style News Network. Of course, for the 10. Very
That's
generous.
probably
I'm
not what
sure
you
they
were expecting me to
appreciate
say,
it.
was it? I got you. Okay, hold on. This is based. Good idea. The show is canceled. I'm keeping all the money we made over the last month for myself. Screw him. That's what he gets. I'm just kidding.
Yo, that would be fucking base.
Okay,
If
so-
if DSP unironically completely cut PPP out and ran with the money, I would have to have more respect for him as an individual, because at least that's fucking funny. At least that's entertaining. Most of the shit that he does isn't. So I'll take anything that I can fucking get at this point,
I think
dude.
this is what we will do moving forward.
He has
okay?
screwed over everybody in the
I will
past.
not
It is
mention
on
my
brand.
goals whatsoever during Smart Guys. Okay, I won't, because they're my goals. They're not Ashton's goals. They're my goals. We have our own goals, by the way. Like, for example, if we hit $500, I said that I was going to take pictures of my freezer and refrigerator, and now I will. Like, next week, I'll bring pictures of my freezer and refrigerator onto the show. I just got to figure out how to implement that, because I don't know how to screen share in Discord. But I obviously, I got to figure that out.
He doesn't know how to
But,
screen
yeah,
share in
this is-
Discord?
I know how silly this sounds. If you didn't see the show last night, you'd have
Is he
no
stupid?
idea why this is a thing.
That's
but it is.
rhetorical. I know.
I know people are like, "What the fuck? I didn't see the show yet. What are you talking about?" Watch the show and you'll get it. All right. But anyway, so I will work on that. We'll have that for the show next week. But anyway, we have our own goals for the show, so I'm not going to mention my goals whatsoever during Smart Guys. However, I think what I will do, which I'm
Mhm.
totally okay with doing, okay, because it is a part of my content, it's work I'm putting in. It should count, I think. So what we will do every week when we do Smart Guys, divide it right down the middle for what we raised. And
I
if
thought-
what
I
I've
thought that
raised
was
is
already what he
above
was doing.
$150,
Hey, good morning,
we count
Kanye.
it towards the goals hit. And hell, if we have a really great night, what if one night on Smart Guys, for some weird reason, maybe like for the WrestleMania show, we raise like $1,000? Well, I'll
Okay.
count it. We'll cut it down the middle. 500 is my half. That's 3 goals. Count it to
Wait, so moving forward, we are going to implement this idea that he insulted somebody online for. Like, that is legitimately the plan moving forward? I'm sorry, I must have missed this at work yesterday when it started. That's insane to me, dude. I can't imagine insulting somebody and then actually taking their fucking idea literally the next day. What the hell? Thank you, Den Style News Network, for the 2. Remember that time that he killed T? I think about it all the time. Every time he gets into a situation, I wonder if DSP's just going to pull the trigger again. Luckily, we haven't seen that yet. But yeah, it might happen. You never know.
towards my goals milestones. Okay? I think that's only fair. Okay, so last night we raised just over $500. So if you do the math, it's like I made like $250 and change. That means, yes, ladies and gentlemen,
We're sitting here
we did hit a goal
calculating
last night,
fucking
and I
tips
will
too,
count that
dude.
towards my milestone. All right? And this way, it's all on me. It's not on Ash or anything. He doesn't have to worry about it. He has no input in this. Okay? I'm just going to count it, and there you go. So we're now currently at 87 out of 90 goals that need to
Anything
be
to
hit
eat that food
in order
faster.
to do our Sakura box taste test unboxing, or are we? All right,
Or-
let me
or-
explain in a second. Well,
And I'm gonna stop before he even gets into the stupid snack box thing, because that's a whole nother can of worms. I think that's the real reason that we're gonna start counting the WWE Smart Guys show into the goals. I think that the real reason is the DSP apparently made a terrible decision in buying this stupid snack box that nobody gave a shit about, and he's just looking to eat as much fast food as fast as possible because he wants to feed his fat wife fast food. Obviously, it's far easier to do that and have the dents pay for it than actually cook a meal. So moving forward, counting Smart Guys shit into that is literally just so that he can cook less and eat out more. DoorDash fucking rewards points, I don't even know if they have that. Don't use the app, don't care. They're gonna go through the roof if they exist, though. DSP's gonna be getting all sorts of fucking discounts for how frequently he's using it.
by the way,
that's
people are
the
like, "You gotta
real
make it rain." Of course I
motivation.
do. I have to make it rain. I mean, we hit the goal. Once again, we have filtered the troll. Right? We're having a great time. The content is
I don't want to hear it. I hate that. I hate it so much.
audience. For those who are here live, you know what I'm talking about. But for those who are not here live and haven't caught up with the gameplay, allow me to explain what I was talking about. All right. Oh, by the way, hold on. I received
Yeah,
a
the MIDI
$2 tip as
trumpets,
our
I'm
first
over
contribution
them.
of the
I
day
can't take it.
From Flatman
breaks
B.
my,
What's up? I finished
it
Smart
breaks my
Guys. I'm
brain.
sitting down after work to relax. Hope everyone's doing well. Much love and peace. Thank you, Flatman. What did you think of the show? I'm curious what your thoughts were, if you enjoyed it or not. I had personally had a great time last night on the show, despite the fact that there were still technical difficulties, but I figured them out. and I know exactly what caused them, and there will be no echo next week whatsoever. I'm going to go back to wearing the headphones, but not using the 3D spatial audio, and that way the echo will be completely eliminated. Here's what was happening on the show. So the week before, there was echoing through PPP's mic, and it was because I had surround sound spatial audio enabled on my PC, which I didn't realize at the time. So I said this week,
How did you not realize that though? You put it on. It's a setting he changed. His voice was coming through my speakers. As long as I was quiet, there was no echo. But if I was talking and he was talking, his voice was echoing through my microphone because my microphone was enabled as I talked, and you heard an echo. So you'll notice a lot of the show was fine, but then if we're both talking, you hear a big echo. So I can't play his voice through the speakers anymore. It ain't gonna work. I gotta wear headphones for the show. And I just gotta make sure I have the spatial audio turned off, okay? Dude, this is actual level 1 behavior. Having somebody on your stream and then having them echo through your fucking microphone is things that like actual children do when they install OBS for the first time when playing around, right? Like that is actually the type of shit you would see. The idea that DSP's been doing this for this long and he's only now come to this conclusion is absolutely asinine and fascinating. I have no idea how this guy functions on a day-to-day basis with like less than the base knowledge that most people would have. I mean, you don't even have to use OBS or stream to understand that having somebody else's voice come to you in that manner and that it can be picked up on the microphone. Like you don't even, it is that simple. You could figure that out with fucking speakerphones 10 years ago and other people's phones. I don't understand, man. How are you this dumb? We're going to move on positively, of course. That's what we're here for. But it really is crazy.
We'll be good for next week. There will not be an echo. Fair enough? Okay. Now,
fantastic.
Thank you, Flammy MB. I hope you enjoyed the show.
The least that somebody could ask for. No echo on the stream.
We don't really get immediate feedback in comments because you can't comment on the...
I'm so sorry. I don't give a fuck about your comments. I'm talking about his. Demi Fiend, I do care about. For the 5, hey, Atlas, I'm at work making dough. Keep ragging on this motherfucker. Absolutely. Big ups for being at work. Everybody should work. Please work. Please get your money up instead of your fucking funny. I can't stress that enough. But big ups for the 5. I hope I make it easier for you.
Stream until the show is ended. So we do the live show. Then we make the stream an on-demand video, and then people start to comment. So I haven't had a chance this morning to look and see how people have commented, but I hope that people are enjoying it. We're having a really good time with it, okay? Wow. Okay, so let's talk about...
Please, let's talk about something.
About the goals and what's going on right now. Okay?
Yes,
so,
yes.
We were
been live for 34 minutes, and about 30 of that has been about the fucking goals already. Isn't that crazy?
DSP tries it. For every 10, and then every 50 where we're going to do a special
like milestone. We don't talk about it anything else.
We've done a ton of DSP tries it in the last 2 months, right? We have been doing things like Taco Bell, Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's, but then we've also done other ones as well, other things that I've ordered from, like Katsu Burger, or the Japanese place that's really high-end Japanese food and stuff like that. So we've done a variety of DSP tries-its, okay? Now,
again, who is this for? These people watch, dude, every day.
Burritos, a special new kind of fries, and frozen drinks that they didn't have previous. Okay. Or one of the other things that we discussed that I thought was a good idea was Arby's, because I haven't had Arby's in many years. There used to be an Arby's 1 block away from me, and they actually got shut down by the health department for violating the health code so egregiously. They were put out of business, and the franchisee lost the franchise. That's pretty impressively bad, right? I mean, you got to think about what egregious things they were doing wrong to actually get kicked out of the business.
Now that is a great question. I have worked in restaurant style, and I will tell you, I'm pretty sure none of that shit is up to health code. Like, I'm gonna be honest, if people walked in and see normal operations, I would hope that more places would be shut down if that's how they operate. But I just assume that's how most places operate. I don't know. Harley Wood for the 10 months. Big ups. Thank you. Just woke up and about to go back to sleep, but thanks for being here, Atlas. Enjoy the clown show. Well, hopefully you could enjoy it later. Enjoy your sleep.
So, those are my ideas, and people seemed to be all right with it. But there was this
bribing health inspectors. Is that the strategy? Do we just have to start giving out money?
Constantly complaining.
That was always the strat. I don't know why Mike Nick's surprised.
Keep doing this as the reward. We don't like this reward. This reward doesn't make sense. How is you eating food a reward for us?
Now that's a great question.
I actually talked about this last night on the Smart Guy show, because during the grill fill segment, this is one of the things that PPP brought up. In a nutshell. Number 1.
Okay. And I'm not going to include that. I know I said earlier we need all of the context. I'm not going to go and grab that clip from the grill fill segment. I don't give a shit. There will be a segment from Smart Guys later. That's the only one I'm going to stomach. He'll summarize. Don't worry.
The whole business of eating food on video or stream is big business on the internet. There's people who literally have million view channels based on this.
Yes, and you're not
Look
it.
at Review Bra and his review of the week stuff.
You're
Other
not
people
him.
sit in their cars
What
literally
in the
eating fast
goddamn-
food. It's a popular thing. It's not unheard of. It's not some stupid thing. It actually is huge right now on the internet.
Oh, it being huge on the internet does not mean that it's not some stupid thing, okay? There's been plenty of internet trends and internet interests that have always and will continue to be stupid. I don't think that sheer numbers indicate just how big-brained of an idea something is. And DSP very frequently gets that twisted, and he did so just the other day when he was talking about the top 10 video game sales of last year. He very frequently inflates numbers with actually making good content or good video games. It's almost like he only cares about the money or something, right? Almost as if. Dense Style News Network, once again, with the 5. Thank you so much, brother. Bribe Atlas to bring Inked back. Wild idea, guys. You shouldn't float that. You know, I don't see a large outcrying of people to bring One Inked Blessing back, so I don't think we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna keep him in the basement until later. I think that's the best course of action.
Number 2, I used to do this ages ago as a regular show that was popular. DSP Tries It was a thing for many, many years, and it was getting tens of thousands, sometimes 20, 30,000, 50,000 views on a video when I put them out. Okay, now I stopped doing the show when it stopped being profitable and when I didn't want to be eating fast food all the time. Now, that was a different time. I actually weighed a lot more. I was way less healthy than now. So it's not really that big of a deal if like once a week now I'm going to be eating fast food. I've just weighed myself. I'm 196 pounds. So it's I'm not egregiously overweight like I used to be or anything like that. Okay. Now.
Okay. You could still be healthier. And yeah, it's only, one fast food meal per week, but that's always one fast food meal that you don't particularly need, especially when you're already going out on your day off with your wife and getting food that you also probably don't need and isn't healthy for you, right? Especially from a guy who has been complaining for the past decade that you have no money to do anything and you constantly need more influxes of cash in order to just survive and pay your bills. The small sacrifice of not constantly getting fast food is, I don't know, that's reason enough not to do it if you ask me. But they are right, and it's not even a reward for them. They get nothing out of it except more bad content. And some of his worst content, if you ask me. The gameplay is actually better if you're a legitimate DSP fan, I think. Because at least then he's not making disgusting faces the entire time and using words that don't necessarily correlate to what's going on with the food, if that makes any sense.
What in the goddamn?
Thank you, Hoskew, for the 5. Food streamers are popular because they're funny or interesting or eloquent or funny to laugh at. Phil has the personality of a foot, not the same. I agree, and it's the same it's the same situation that he finds himself in when it comes to video game streaming as well. Plenty of people play worse games and can even play games in a worse way than DSP. Problem is he doesn't have a personality for it. He's not entertaining. He's not funny. People don't like him. He's not agreeable. All of the things that you need in order to be a charismatic people person and to entertain, he doesn't have it. But
why did we even
that's why
bring
we're
it
here,
back?
I guess. Thank you for the 5, of course.
Okay. We brought it back because you guys wanted it. People were asking me for years, where is DSP Tries It? Why have you stopped doing it? We liked the show, and we're sad that you stopped doing it. And I explained the reason I stopped doing it is because it wasn't getting enough views to make money. It was an on-demand show that wasn't live streamed, and the videos were getting a few thousand views each, which would equate to a few bucks, but I was spending 15, 20 bucks on a meal for fast food. I was spending more than I was making. Why would I keep doing the show? Right? But now,
great. And all of that is going to be completely flipped on its head when he tells you in just a few minutes that DSP Tries It is going really well, actually. And it's because people are actually watching the content, and each one of these videos is getting at least 1,000 views. But he just said back in the day that when he was doing DSP Tries It, the reason that he got rid of it was because he wasn't making his money back on investment because the videos were only getting 1,000 or 2 views. So which one is it? Is it because now you're live streaming it? You get to make people endure it live? Is that the big difference? I guess. But you could have done that before. It actually doesn't make a difference. Thank you, Sweet Papa Stovepipe, for the 14 months, of course. 14, good lord. What's good, lads? So what is this smart guys thing? I have been touching grass lately. Odd. So I haven't been really keeping up with drama lore. LMAO. Oh, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. I'll have it in context. But it is incredibly pathetic.
You guys have been supporting me
Thank
so
you for the
much
14
in the last 6
months, Sweet Pop
months. I
Stovepipe.
said, I will bring the
Hopefully you're
show
here for
back
that segment.
as a reward. Every time we hit a certain milestone of support, I'll do an episode. I'll spend the money. We'll do it because it's not about me making money on the video anymore. And you guys have wanted this for the longest time, and you're having a lot of fun with it, right? So there you go. Now, what happens is when I provide something, everyone has to complain about it. Because
Obviously.
that's the meme on the internet, is that DSP isn't good enough and everything DSP does sucks or whatever. He puts in no effort. He doesn't try, you know, despite the fact that everything you see here and everything here is completely to the contrary. And there's no justification for anyone saying shit like that ever again. They still.
How much of this is him trying, though? Like, he wants to point to his background and he wants to point up to his setup, but none of that I don't think is really effort. At least it wouldn't be for a normal person. Buying a computer is not effort. Getting wall or soundproof foam in your background is not effort. Buying RGBs and throwing them on the floor for lighting is not effort. All you've spent is money. You've spent no effort. I mean, he did because he's actually stupid and can't set up basic things without 45 minutes worth of tech issues. But a normal person would not look at this and go, wow, this guy put in a lot of effort. No, he just spent a lot of unnecessary money for something that ultimately looks like shit and is only on screen for half the time. Right? But this is what we're going to point at. Obviously, I try super hard, guys. Look at all this money I spent. They're not equal. They never have been, and they never will be. Thank you, EOJJ14, for the 2. DSP Space Gaming is a highly regarded individual. I agree. I think he is also highly regarded, and I think most people would agree. Thank you for the 2.
So,
for the true
the
statement.
Reward is that he eats. No, the reward isn't that I eat. It's that I brought back a show that was popular that I stopped doing because it wasn't profitable. But now I don't care if it's profitable because I can do it because you guys are supporting me so much and you've asked for it for so long. I'm giving you what you want. It's content that's popular on the internet and people like. In fact, the DSP Tries It videos are pretty much big views on DSP Reacts. They get 1,000 views minimum, sometimes way over that. As opposed to when I was doing my React show, those videos were getting like 200 views. So you're talking.
What in the goddamn?
So the food reviews are getting 1,000 views, as many as it was getting when it was on DSP Space Gaming. But the reacts were only getting 200 to 300. Well, I guess that just goes to show you how shitty your reacts were then, huh? I don't think that actually speaks to the quality of the food reviews, and more just speaks to the quality of the DSP versus the internet show that he was doing for far too long. I think that's more accurate. Thank you, Optimus Grime, for the 5. Saying he's spending his money on the food that they just gave $150 to see is so ass backwards. I can't stand him. Well, and that's why it doesn't make any sense that he brought it back now when it's more profitable. You can say it's because he's live streaming and they already paid $150 for it, but they were kind of already doing that before, were they not? They were supporting on stream. They were giving him money during the gameplay. All he had to do was space out these DSP Tries It in a reasonable way so that it essentially was, at least behind the scenes, them hitting these goals. All of this could have been tracked without their knowledge, and that's how the content could have gone forward. But he had to bring it to the forefront. He has to throw it in everybody's faces and use it as a carrot to dangle in front of his dents. It's kind of disgusting the way that all of this operates on a daily basis to extract as much money as possible.
5 to 10 times more views than the content I used
Thank
to put
you,
on the React channel.
for
You
the
can't
5.
argue
Of
the
course,
results. People
Optimus
like the
Grime.
content.
Very bass
Okay?
backwards.
Now, this week, I made a mistake, and I'm going to openly admit this. However, I think we're gonna correct course to fix the mistake.
DSP makes a mistake every single day.
To the vocal
Every
minority.
day. It's crazy that he thinks that this is the exception.
Vocal minority, you always get in trouble. All right. So I shouldn't have listened
boomer
to the
style
vocal
stream
minority.
for sure.
I should have stuck with my gut, and I should have stayed the course, and I should have kept doing what I was doing. But I'm a fool sometimes. What can I say? Okay. The vocal minority, who are basically people who come into my stream chats and whine and complain, who say, oh, we don't want DSP Tries It because you eating is a reward for you, not us, right? But then when I ask, well, what would you like instead of DSP Tries It? I get things like, oh, why don't you do a giveaway? A giveaway. So instead of me doing a video or a stream of me trying fast food and rating it and you getting some content and everyone can enjoy that content because it's public content, you would rather I give something away that only literally one person will ever benefit from.
Yeah.
How does that make sense? Okay. And
People like giveaways. I mean, it's that simple, you know? I mean, it's not like he has too many audience members. Let's be honest. Out of 200 to 300 people that watch his pre-stream on a daily basis every single day, right? The likelihood that you might get a $10 Amazon gift card or something is actually not that low. Especially if it gets narrowed down to like members only or something. The actual likelihood that you get something is pretty high. Let's be for real right now. Let's not pretend it's 0. That is actually a better reward than watching this fat slob eat food. I don't know how anybody could feel any other way. It doesn't make sense to me.
I compared this to back in the day. I used to do giveaways all fall. Every week for 3 to 4 months, I was giving away games, collectibles. I was autographing stuff. I gave away a PlayStation 4. And the funny part is no one wants to talk about that. Everyone's, oh, that never happened. Feels greedy and selfish. No, literally, I did it all the time.
Well, and he says that, oh, for months and months, you guys, I literally gave a PlayStation 4. Are those not separate events? Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but the DSP timeline is he used to do these giveaways. He used to give away his empty game cases and fucking map that came with the game or whatever to his fans, and very frequently nobody would actually respond to collect these things. So that's a different story. But he used to do all of those things, and then he stopped. And then when the PS4 came out, he mistakenly bought 2, or he bought one, and then the other one got delayed, so he bought a second one. Or something like that, and then he got one, and then when the second one inevitably showed up, he just gave that one away because he had already paid for it. Like, that is the exception. DSP was not frequently doing that at the time. These were not the same time period. These were far removed. So it's no wonder that nobody remembers the PS4 thing, because it was a one-off that happened randomly after most people had already tuned out of watching DSP Space Gaming. Like, that's on him for not, capitalizing on that goodwill, those good optics. You can't blame detractors for not pointing that out. It's kind of on him.
Thing was, it didn't really please too many people because only like 12 people a year got anything. Versus if I'm making content that everyone can watch as a response to support, everyone can watch it and enjoy it. Making the content special versus just giving something away to one person.
But what is making
it's really stupid. Right?
But what is making the content special? That's the aspect of this that I'll never understand. What is special about him eating food? These people that are giving him money are actively giving him money that they could use to purchase that food themselves and enjoy it personally to watch him eat it. It just doesn't. Sorry if you heard that hit the desk. I'm that doesn't make any sense. That's not a reward for them. It's just not. And you can't convince me otherwise.
Giveaways are the answer. I think giveaways only please a very small group of people. I think it's a dumb thing. So instead of that, I've been doing these videos. All right. So someone had an idea, and I can't remember if it was Super Bonchan or someone else.
Thank you, Logan K, for sending all of your people here. I really appreciate it.
Where you can get a
Thank
box
you so much.
that's like a bunch of stuff in one box, and you could do like a testing of things out of the box as a DSP tries it instead of just doing fast food again, because you've done fast food so many times at this point, right? It might just be cool to do something different. So I ordered one. It's called the Sakura box, and there's different levels of these that you can get on Amazon. I got the one that has 30 different snack items inside, okay? And I announced that instead of doing the fast food idea, which originally was our idea for this week, it was going to be either Taco Bell or Arby's, we would do this box. And basically what would happen is if I hit my goals, and I hit 90 this week, because that was the goal for this week.
That box looks incredibly small, by the way.
10 items out of the box to try live. So it would be like,
I understand it's Japanese snacks and their portion sizes aren't nearly as large, but I would be really, really upset if I bought a box that size and it claimed to have 30 snacks in it. I don't know how you fit 30 snacks in that box. That's like 4 bags of chips. What do you mean 30 snacks? I'm confused. And I'm talking about the little bags of chips.
Each one, see what they're like. And go from there. And then it definitely was Super Bonchan who had the idea that if we were only going to do like 10, because let's be honest, it's going to be over half an hour, right? We're not going to do a 3-hour video. There's like 20 left, what I could do is whenever I hit a goal, I could actually do a live taste test of the other items each time we hit a goal. And I thought to myself, this is a good idea. This means every single time that we hit a goal, there's an incentive because there's an instant reward, right? And there's many of these on Amazon. There's a European box, there's a Turkish box, there's a Korean box. So I could basically get various different ones, and this could last a while. I could have enough to last another 100, 200 goals possibly.
And I think and this is an assumption on my behalf, but I think that that's why DSP was really so excited to do this bit specifically, because it was a change from the normal fast food that he's already getting tired of because they don't have the specials or whatever, because DSP can't just order normal food. It has to be some unique item. They have to be doing something new, and the fewer and further those get between, because they do just happen randomly sometimes, he has to do something else because nobody wants to see you eat a normal fucking quarter pounder, right? He's seen, when he went on Amazon to look these up with his audience live, how many of these there were, and he's seen the fucking money, right? He's seen the gravy train. Oh, we could just buy one of these every single month, and then that'll just be that. That'll be the whole thing figured out, and I'll have basically infinite content, dude. Not realizing that nobody gave a shit, right? Like that's what he's really upset about. That's why we have to have this talk today. That was the mistake that he made. Nobody gave a shit, even though he could only see money rolling in. And Weston Evans, I also love that it didn't work. It's one of my favorite things that happened this week.
So I said, sounds good. Let's do it. And guess what? This week, momentum definitely slowed down and died. Meaning, I don't think
it slowed down and died
in this box.
Amazing.
I think way more people were interested in seeing me do the weekly fast food DSP tries it, going to Arby's, going to Taco Bell, trying the new items, and then every once in a while mixing it up and ordering from somewhere different. That was appealing to the masses way more than something like this. The difference is that was the silent majority. These are the people who watch and support, but they're not going to sit here in the stream chat every day and give me the direct feedback and be like, oh, we really don't like this, you know. Oh, wow. This is a piece of Jasper's law. It must have stuck in the chair and broke off. Let me throw this out. I was like, what is this? It's a piece of his cloth from when he climbed up.
We have to throw this away right now. We can't just put it on the desk and throw it away later, like all of the other nonsense shit that he winds up doing, you know, during the stream. We're going to have to throw away the seltzer bottle later anyway. I don't know why we couldn't just put it next to that, but it's okay. It's fine.
His name 'cause he just came into the
Had to
office
do it on stream, of course, and waste time.
Feel, at least from what I saw this week, okay, I definitely feel
Mm-hmm.
like the silent majority actually enjoyed DSP Tries It fast food stuff. And it was a vocal minority of people who kind of spoke up in the chats and got upset because they just want to complain about everything. Like,
how is it a silent minority if the support didn't come through? So is the silent minority, or is the silent majority the amount of people that are paying DSP's bills? Is that who we're looking for here? I'm confused as to what the target demographic is, because it's the vocal minority. He said you're not allowed to listen to minorities. That's what he said. It gets you in trouble, not me. I didn't say that. But it's the vocal minority that is getting him in trouble, that is not paying his bills, that is not, you know, giving money for this Sakura box. But it's the silent majority that tips him. Is that what I'm to understand? So it's not the people that type in the chat, and it's not the people that watch every day and actively communicate and give feedback that give you money. It's the people who watch your content and never say anything and never interact. That's who we're supposed to be placating to. I'm just confused as to how this whole streaming thing works. Like, genuinely, I don't know what his goal is here. It's very odd the way that he's designated these two groups, and the ones that do and don't pay, what it really is only like 3 people anyway. The whole thing's a fucking mess.
If you take a look, when I streamed the DSP Tries It, people liked them. People showed up. People were watching them on demand, for sure, on DSP React, and leaving comments. And you know, there was nothing wrong with it at all. So why did I change it? Because a bunch of people complained in chat. So why did I care?
Because they complained in chat. Like, that's your audience. If you guys showed up to the Atlas stream and you said this looks like shit, the layout's terrible, I hate how you have everything, you should quit streaming, I would probably take that into consideration, because that is the audience that is watching the stream. Those are the people who actually watch the content on a regular basis. Their feedback, regardless of whether they give you money or not, is important, because you have to have people watching the content. And those people are the ones in chat. It is that simple. Thank you, Iwamoto, for the 249. How is about 5 whales not a minority? Denial SP. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. We are absolutely in denial that there are only about 4 people that support this channel all the way through and maintain his bills. It's a sad thing to think about, so I understand why he's running from it as viciously as he is. But at some point, you got to face the music, or at least I would think.
It's getting harder and harder to figure out what people really want and who I should listen
Wesley H asking for where the slime is. Speaking of, it's right there. I grabbed the wrong thing. I continue to grab the wrong thing. It's right there. Look at the slime. He's back there dancing the whole time. How dare you ignore him and not see him? That's
I
on you.
apologize for that, because there very well could be people who this week are upset that we're actually not doing a DSP Tries It like I normally would do if we hit 90 goals. And that's on me, because I guess I listened to the wrong people. All right. I think there's always going to be people who are going to whine and complain in my chat on purpose, because they're trying to make me feel like what I'm doing sucks. They want to discredit me. They want me to basically be down on myself and make me feel like I don't make good content. The truth is, if I didn't make good content, I wouldn't be a successful content creator who makes what I make, who enjoys the lifestyle that I do, who is allowed.
That's a very specific thing to say. That's very specific.
To play games that he likes and enjoy time with his audience. I would be a schlub. I'd be living in a cardboard box. I wouldn't even have like a working toilet in my house.
Well, he has a non-functional toilet in his house. Like that actually is kind of ironic. I didn't catch that yesterday. But again, being a longtime content creator does not mean you are successful. Like, just being around that long does not indicate success. Now, DSP has had success. He's had a lot of it. He gets quite a bit of money, more money than you would think he would get. So you can technically call him successful, but that doesn't make the content good. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean that he knows what he's doing as far as being an entertainer goes. He's actively ruining his chance at being an entertainer all of the time. It's only by sheer troll will that he's still relevant and still gets an audience at all, really. Like, let's be honest about it. Fuck, he said something else in there that I totally forgot now. I let him ramble on for too long. Oh, I do like that he said, and live the way that I do, you know. I'm always making the right decision because I get to live this way. What does that mean, DSP? I thought you were always down on your luck. I thought you were always struggling to pay the bills. You couldn't pay your back taxes. The government was fucking you over. We had to file for bankruptcy. But now he makes good content, and you can tell because of the way that he's living, you guys. Just let that one sink in. I've never heard a homeless person describe their situation like that. But that's okay. That's fine. We'll just ignore that and move on, obviously. XJS with the 1 month membership. Thank you so much. Wishing everyone a happy weekend, except Phil. Fuck that guy. Real. I agree. Thank you, XJS. And then Movie Sign for the 5 saying appealing to the masses. Dave really thinks that he has masses of supporters when he has like 4 or 5. Get bent, Dave. True. That is true. Thank you for the 5 Movie Sign. I agree. He does not have masses.
What in the goddamn?
And Wesley H with the 5 saying the only thing that I think Phil would do is give back to his viewers with lobbies and community nights. He uses trolls as a shield to not do it. I agree. And we're going to get there. It's coming up in just a second. I'm pretty sure.
Sounds familiar somehow. Anyway, the truth is...
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. I remembered what he said now. DSP has finally figured out that there are LARPers. He's finally understood the issue with having a bunch of people in his chat that are actively pretending to be his fans for an extended period of time. Like, he's finally grasped the concept of sabotaging his content from his side. It's always been a problem. It's been a problem for a very long time, and it's only ramped up in recent years. But now he's finally understood the game that's been being played for years. Amazing, actually amazing. It's almost like he should be more in tune with what people say about him on the internet and all of the theories and things that they have around him, so that he actually understands what they're saying when they say it to him in chat. But that would require work on his behalf. That would require him to actually be informed. And of course, DSP will not do that because effort is too much for him. Crooked Hound with the 10. So donate money to reach a goal so one guy can win a giveaway. So unfair. But please go donate to reach a goal so one guy can eat some food in your face. Totally fair. Well, that sounds like a fair trade to me. I don't know why you guys are hating right now. I know I'm switching sides like the guy, but when you make that much sense, I feel obligated to push back. Real talk. Thank you, Crooked Hound, for the 10. I agree, obviously.
People like my content. People enjoy what I do. I have people who want to do work with me right now, FYI, and I haven't talked about this recently because it's still not locked in. I'm possibly going to appear in February on 2 different shows. Okay? Both
very
of which
cool.
are going to be very
I can't wait for that.
Okay? And I'm going to let you know once I have the details locked in. One, I'm like just trying to get the date and time worked. And the other one, I'm still in negotiations about how it's going to work. So people want to work with me. People want to do stuff with me. I got a successful wrestling commentary show started up. Things are going good so far in 2025. I've got no complaints. All right. And I hope you guys understand that. Everything is going well right now.
I have no complaints, but I just spent the last fucking 35, 40 minutes complaining about how the goal got messed up because of LARPers in the community, right? But no complaints. I'm not complaining at all. Just give me more money,
Right.
obviously.
So I am in no way, shape, or form complaining. I'm having a good time. So what I need to do, quite frankly, I need to stop letting negative people have an influence on me.
I agree.
That's
Unironically,
definitely what
I
need
do
to
agree.
I need to stop listening to the naysayers, to
Mhm.
the people who complain about everything and just say it's not good enough. Because the truth is, my content is good enough, or I wouldn't be here right now. Right?
Oh,
You know,
okay.
and I've made massive improvements to my content over the last year.
Just when he's saying things that I actually agree with, he immediately has to go and start saying shit that is completely to the contrary. Like, yeah, you shouldn't be listening to negative elements. Yeah, you probably should not be listening to people who actively are trolling you all of the time. I agree. You should listen to your real fans if you can discern who those are. But to say that you make good content, to say that you're on the right path or whatever the fuck, that's just not true. It's objectively not true. Your content is shit, and everybody is bored to tears when they watch it if they're not actively making fun of you. Nobody
That people
watches
really
DSP
appreciate
for
and
a
enjoy.
really good
I'm
time.
constantly doing improvements even further. I got this new angle, which I'm working on improving. In fact, new lighting is arriving today.
Exactly,
hopefully-
Pyroclastic. He says, thanks for making this oil change tolerable. And that's exactly what some of this shit feels like. You're watching somebody do the most mundane thing, or do the most mundane thing while talking about the same things over and over again, and there's nothing visually exciting on the screen. But this is the best content you've ever seen, obviously. You
This
fucking
camera angle
idiot.
better, and perhaps we can use this camera angle to actually do face cam for gameplay. We're going to see what happens when the new lighting arrives and stuff like that. You know, we've got all kinds of good stuff
Oh,
going
more new
on.
lighting.
So
Thank
why
God.
am I
The stream's
getting
saved.
down on myself and listening to complainers, right? I actually don't know, all right? I don't know. So I'm not going to anymore, all right? So what I want to know is, what do you guys want, right?
What do you
What
want?
do you guys want? See, here they are. Here's the naysayers, and these are the people who come in with all these stupid sock accounts every day. There's literally one in each chat right now saying crap.
What
And
do they
it's like,
say?
why do I
What
listen?
are we saying? Where? I'm looking, I'm searching, I'm scanning. I'm not seeing anything. All right.
Listen to them.
Another DSP problem.
I don't
Only
know.
he
I should
seems
just
to see the
immediately ban
negative
on site
comments
just
sometimes. And I'm
completely disregard any of
looking.
their bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I even let it get to me or listen to people complain. We don't like DSP tries it, so don't fucking watch it, stupid. Right? I do DSP tries it like once a week when we hit the goals. So don't watch that content and shut the fuck up. You don't support anyway, because that's the truth. The people who complain don't support. Let me repeat that. The people who complain don't support. Let me repeat that.
Please.
The people that complain do not support. So why do I care about what they're complaining about when they don't support? And
Because they watch the content. And this is basically what my entire pre-recorded style video was about. Because just the other day, he went on this exact same rant. And the only message that you could pull from that rant that was about 15 minutes long was that DSP legitimately does not respect or care about the people who are freeloading viewers. Completely ignore the fact that they, make his watch numbers go up. Completely forget the fact that they do increase his view count, like the video, comment on the shit. Don't worry about any of that because they're not actively supporting his Hogan addiction. They're not directly putting fucking money into his wallet. They do not matter to him, despite him uploading all of his content on an entirely free platform. Again, completely ignore the fact that they do watch the ads because obviously all of DSP's dents are too regarded to install an ad block. Ignore that because it's not directly funneled into his fucking bank account. And that's just crazy and so disrespectful to me. It's one of the things that irritates me the most about all of DSP's content as a whole. And I don't even mind the greed so much about it, right? Because some of the decisions that he makes from a business standpoint could make sense if they weren't completely regarded logically. But just the disrespect that he puts onto the people who actively support his content, and sometimes the only way that they can, for free, It's crazy. It's just an attitude that I don't think that any content creator should have if you're going to be on a free platform like YouTube or whatever fucking platform you upload to. Like, by the grace of God, you were given an audience to pay your fucking bills every single day. And this is the way that you treat some of those people who might not have enough money to support you. That's insane to me. I'll never understand that, and I'll never respect it. And that essentially, again, was the entire video, except it was like 25 minutes long. So you got the abridged version. Wrestling Ranter for the 6 months saying, well, Phil, you care because you're narcissistic SOB who only wants nice things said about him. And this is true. That is true. Because while he might not care about the viewer's actual opinion on his content, because they don't give him money, he does only want nice things said about him. He wants these people to shut the fuck up and just mind their goddamn P's and Q's and not comment and chat in his streams if they're not going to support. That's what he actually wants. You're right. You're right.
Answer is, I shouldn't care. So I don't. Okay? I appreciate, whoa, that's the wrong screen. I appreciate those of you who are here, who do support, who like the content, who give constructive feedback. For example, Super Bonchan saying,
how does he know that none of these people do that, though? Like, just because you don't specifically remember them from, you know, your PayPal donations or from super chats, like, there's no way that he could know that the people that are complaining about the fast food are not also liking the video and commenting on all that. There's just no fucking way. He's throwing all of these people into one group that he can't legitimately identify as some sort of boogeyman to speak out against so that he can continue to do exactly what he wants to do. And paint all of these people as negative troll detractor styles. That's all it is. It's us versus them, stupid.
hey, that box would be great. You could do instant gratification whenever we hit a goal. Do a little mini tries it on each snack or on one snack when we do it. That's amazingly positive, constructive support. That's the kind of feedback I need. Not, we just don't like what you do. Could you maybe do, oh, how about a fan lobby so that all the trolls can come in and ruin your stream and then we can all laugh and say, ha ha, he's an idiot and he fell for it. No, fuck you. I'm done falling for the bullshit. Okay? If something is working, I'm not going to listen to little wimps and sissies and bitches who just want to say everything is not good enough because you're not helping me and I don't know why I'm listening. All right? And what I'd also
So if he has an idea that's working, if he is actually being entertaining and you know, entertaining his audience, hence being entertaining, we're not going to change the content at all. We're just going to continue to do the exact same thing day in, day out until inevitably the numbers fall off and he will ask you, guys, what do you want to see so that the numbers don't keep falling? Because we got to hit the goals. And then you'll give him ideas like a community game night, and then he'll shoot them down and call you stupid and call you ignorant and say that you're not helping. Like, this is an endless cycle that has been going on for quite a while in different variations. And that's exactly how we found ourselves in this situation to begin with, talking about this. He went out of his way and spent 90 minutes on a pre-stream to tell you that he needs ideas for his stupid rewards. They gave him a bunch of ideas. He shot all of them down. He didn't want to go to the zoo. He doesn't want to cook food in his own house. He doesn't want to do a house tour. He doesn't want to do anything. And then when you give him an idea that he finally is willing to run with because it's the laziest low effort thing possible, he's going to yell at you if the money doesn't show up for it. Just come up with your own fucking ideas then, jackass. Quit asking your audience, because very clearly you don't care about what they have to say. You don't care about the content that they want to see. So just do your own thing then and quit asking. It really is a beggar being a chooser. He wants to sit here and beg for ideas and you to tell him what content to make, but the second that content doesn't go his way because he's incapable of making it entertaining or it just wasn't a good idea to begin with, it's your fault, stupid. You should have gave him money. Wesley H with the 5. Actual supporters and Moss can tell him he has a PDF/ a racist in his chat and he still won't care. He only cares about new ways to take their money. Now, this is true. This is absolutely true. And for those who didn't see it the other day, one sick puppy who we're pretty sure is Canadian Kirk was being racist again in DSP's chat and was called out specifically by DSP by saying that he's been doing this for years now and that he's always saying racist shit. But DSP is the person that encourages him to make new sock accounts to avoid being banned. So it's a problem that he's complacent in, but he will complain every single time it happens. It's fake. It's fake and lame. I can't stand that, dude. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
also like to say is, those of you who are here, please be the voice of reason, because I know for a fact that there are many people here who like what I'm doing, all right, who enjoy the content, and then they see me react to this stuff, and they're like, why did Phil just do that, right? You're right. I don't know why. I literally, this box is a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea for DSP Tries It. I think it's a good idea for something else. Let's do a mini reward every time we hit a goal. But who's going to want to sit here and watch me eat 10 snacks in a row?
Who wants to sit here and eat you and watch you eat a burger, bro? It's the same shit.
10 snacks in a row? No. If I'm eating a fast food meal from a singular place, here's their new menu items, right? That's coherent. That makes sense. I'm going to eat 10 unrelated Japanese snacks in a row, everyone.
They're related because they're all Japanese snacks. They came from the same box.
Right?
They literally came from the same box, stupid. Okay.
I think that listening to all of everyone's feedback and pooling it together and more positively considering it in a rational manner is going to work better than me making knee-jerk reaction decisions like, oh, everyone's complaining about DSP Tries It, so let's change it entirely. Okay? So here's the question. We're at 87 goals hit. First off, today's the final day of the month. All right? And I just want to say, I really hope that we do have a strong final day of the month, because the idea was that we were going to hit 90 this week, and then next week we were going to hit 100 so I could do this Viewer's Choice Marathon. All right? That was the idea. Sadly, it's not really turning out like that, right? Like right now.
And this is one of the problems with the way that he has decided to do this. He changed it from the streaks, and he set it up in order to be not streaks and just members or the milestone setup or whatever. But he still has to kind of coordinate around it, which means that because he's so anal on his schedule, these people do have to tip within a period of time in order for the schedule to go off without a hitch. And that's a hell that he's created entirely himself. I don't really have a solution, so I guess I'm not being helpful in this aspect. I don't know a way that he could co-opt this, the way that he has this right now, into something cohesive that doesn't make it so.
What in the goddamn?
But because of the way that he has it laid out right now, you have to hit the goals within a certain amount of time. That way he can plan all of the other games around it. He can plan his wife's fat ass dinner schedule around it. Again, just a hell that he's created it himself, and has no one else to blame for but himself. So, thank you, Hate Army, of course, for the 5. This motherfucker needs a whole segment to debate how to best take advantage of a box of Japanese snacks he bought for his stream. Ninja, just eat the snacks. And it couldn't have really been said any fucking better. Just eat the goddamn snacks. You don't even have to eat all of them. He's sitting here asking who wants to sit here and watch me eat 30 snacks. How about just trying 30 snacks and moving the fuck on? Like, why, he's so limited. He's so one-track minded. He cannot think, I swear, like in any sort of abstract manner. Everything has to be done to completion, has to be done this certain way, has to be done at this time from this time. It doesn't need to be like that. It just doesn't.
We're only at 87, and I don't think we're going to hit 90 today. I'm not foreseeing it happen. Maybe we'll hit 88. Maybe if I'm lucky, we'll hit 89. But I don't think we're going to hit a 90 today. All right? Hey, if we do, great. And I'm not going to complain. If we hit 90 goals,
all he's done is complain since we started. Me too.
Tries it for this box,
but all he's done is complain.
Because I'd be down to do that too. Today, my wife is working, and when she comes home later this afternoon, she's not going to want to cook. You know, all we're going to do is have turkey tacos today. Woohoo! So we could easily order out and do something like that today if we hit the goal. But we have to figure it all out right now, right? And what we want to do. But the thing is, I don't think we're hitting 3 goals on this stream. So more than likely, this is going to end up being something that we do Sunday, Monday, somewhere further down the road this week. And then after that, we'll have to figure out at what point are we going to hit 100 goals, right? So that we can do the marathon of Viewer's Choice and all that goes with it, which is going to include some food and some booze and some fun stuff, all right? So,
but why are we thinking about this right now? There's 13 goals to hit. Why didn't you just, to have the goal idea finished, right? We're going to do a certain marathon. We're going to play a certain game. It's going to, that's fine. But to say that, we're going to do it from this time to this time on this day when you're 13 fucking goals away and you've not been hitting the goals consistently, it seems like a dumbass idea. Why don't you just leave it vague and say, we'll figure it out when we get there. We're just going to continue to make the content as we make the content, what happens, happens. I'm not going to pressure anybody. That would look far better. And I think get you far more appeal to your audience than the way that he does it currently, where he's actively begging and insinuating that they basically have to do it today for his earliest convenience. It's just a shitty way to behave. Jay Wuso with the 2 saying DSP treating both of his beards like crap. Shaking my fucking head. True. Thank you for the
So,
2, of course.
What do you want to do? I guess that's the question, is what do you guys want to do?
What do we want to do? Well, we wanted to see the snack box, or you go to the zoo or something. That's what we wanted.
Things is you should cook for her and ease her burden. I'm working. I'm literally in this office till 4:30. She's home before me. She doesn't want to sit around and wait for me to finish in the office to then cook. She's hungry. So, no, that's not going to work. Nice try, though. Anyway.
Okay. Nice try to ease the burden on my wife and make me a better husband, idiot.
Right? I'm curious. And by the way, I'm going to do shout-outs in a moment. Thank you, Perry. Perry with a big contribution. I'll shout that out in a sec. But what do you guys think? Should we continue on with the idea of when we hit 90 goals hit, we do the 10 treats DSP tries out of the Sakura box? Or should we do actual, like we were doing, order some food, whether it's Taco Bell or Arby's or something else if we figure something else out, whatever it may be? Should we do that? And then maybe every time that we hit a goal after that, I do the idea where we taste one thing out of the box each time we hit a goal, which would be kind of neat. Just grab anything, see what it is, and go from there.
We spend so much time talking about this and not enough time doing it.
What do you think?
We should play games, I think.
And that's the other thing, too, because we had other ideas, and I said, can we do other things, right? I would be willing to try other products and try other things, and then people start with meme bullshit. Oh, tactical soap because King Cobra does it. Fuck you.
Fuck you, idiot.
No, really, no, fuck you.
Yeah, King Cobra.
Yeah, we're really fucking equivalent, right, stupid? No, stupid. We're not. So shut the fuck up. I don't care about tactical fucking soap. If you actually wanted me to try a product, all right, that would be fine. But, it's different if you just want me to do it for a meme that makes no fucking sense. It's going to be a wasted video because that's exactly what it's going to be.
What do you mean a wasted? And okay, so this was actually pretty much the other half of that pre-recorded video that you'll now never see. The King Cobra tactical soap thing, because DSP, when he asked his audience for what rewards to hit this, that, and the other, one of the things that they recommended is a tactical soap review. And initially, DSP did not understand. He didn't understand it was a King Cobra thing. They had told him that one of the most influential YouTubers or something like that is sponsored by Tactical Soap, not knowing that it was Cobra that they were talking about. And he felt stupid. He felt slighted, and he hates that. He doesn't like being tricked, and he most definitely doesn't like to be tricked when it comes to something to do with other lol cows, right? So that's why he is so adamant and why he's popping off about Tactical Soap. But at the end of the day, it doesn't actually make a difference whether or not it's Tactical Soap or if it's a different brand soap, because that was his idea, to do a different brand of soap. That'll really show the trolls, you guys. Just do the fucking soap they asked for, right? It's not a wasted piece of content if people are going to watch it because it's Tactical Soap. Like that, the meme itself will make the video viewable. I'm sorry, that's just the way that it works. It doesn't matter whether it's a fresh and robust soap. I think that's literally the brand that he was going to try and get, or tactical soap. It's a shitty soap review. The least that you could do is make it a meme so that it does have that viewing potential. Regardless of whether it's that brand or this brand, it meets all of the requirements. It's not fast food. It's not food at all, actually. He can do it within his office, and he can even use his second fucking camera in order to make the viewing experience different if he'd like. How adamant he is to depose all sort of lol cow culture or King Cobra in this instance is very, I'm not going to say concerning, but I do think it's at his own detriment. He's actively shooting down an idea for his own pride that could actually turn into views, or it could turn into content people actually watch. And I think that that's far more important than how he feels about King Cobra. It's just stupid. The people asked for it. He should be doing it because that's the idea they gave.
Immediately, all the trolls start talking.
And I'm sorry, I missed a bunch of these. Again, I get so lost in my own head. Who cares with the two? Making this big of a deal? Order fast food. LOL. I agree. If you're gonna be this pissed off about fucking food, just do what you want. Order the fast food. Call it a day, and we can move on. I agree. Thank you for the two. And Conqueror of Iberia for the 9 months. Big ups for the 9 months. Also, I got married. Y'all, I got married, y'all. May you all experience the same happiness I did. Well, congratulations on your marriage. I'm getting married eventually soon, too. We're still planning everything out. But I hope it's as happy as you're making it sound. Big ups on the marriage again. And the 9 months, of course.
And I can tell who they are and I can get rid of them.
Yeah, well, and before we move on from Tactical Soap, J&J is also pointing out that the Tactical Soap has pheromones, brother. Think about all of the bitches we could get. I think DSP is not even taking into consideration all of the based aspects of Tactical Soap, really. I mean, what if we did or could get a King Cobra collab and more bitches with the pheromones? I mean, It's like he didn't even fucking think about it for a second.
Here we go. Here's some more. So I'm glad that I bring it up. I do this because then I can cleanse the fucking idiots out of there. A nice cleansing. Just like as if I wash with tactical soap, I can cleanse you from my chat. So you don't have to listen to your insane mouth-drooling nonsense. Okay.
Mouth drooling as opposed to nose drooling, of course.
All right. So,
Falcule,
well, here's the thing. Falcule says, you know, all these ideas sound good, but maybe try to do new stuff. Well, here's the thing. The 100 is not going to be DSP tries it. The 100 goal is the marathon. Once we hit 100, we're doing the Viewer's Choice Marathon, which is going to be a great day of me playing the game you guys pick. I'm going to be drinking a little bit. We're going to have some food that day. It's going to be like a regular marathon celebration like we like to do. Okay, so I'm excited.
Like we like to do, you guys. Not DSP doesn't like to do these. We like to do these, of course. Maybe he was including himself in the we,
so
but I'll never see no enjoyment on the
let's
fucking streams.
Now, right now, we're not hitting any goals, so I don't think that we have to really worry about it right now. But maybe later on in the stream, let's see what happens. You know, I'm down for whatever, but I need useful, constructive suggestions. If the fast food thing is not working, which I don't think that's the case, I think it is working. It's just people who are whining about it.
Okay, then stop asking.
Okay, so let's get some real ones, not do a dumb negative meme of a fucking lol cow on the internet. Okay, instead, let's do some real suggestions. All right, let's think of good ones.
It's just an infinite cycle of this every single fucking time. And every time I hear him ask for a recommendation or feedback this, or I'm trying to improve, let me know what you guys think, every single time. It's just this. It's crazy how DSP works in cycles and how quick those cycles can actually go. And that he'll never actually acknowledge that that's the case. That he doesn't learn from his past mistakes. In fact, he'll actually say the exact opposite, I'm pretty sure, in this very video. Redbird with the 2. Would Miss Atlas let you delay the honeymoon 5 years? No, but it's going to be delayed 5 months or so.
People are saying a Lego night, so we could do that. I'm okay with that. But if
no, we're really looking forward to the honeymoon, actually.
And the whole idea is right now, we're doing milestones at 50 that are big days taken away. I don't know if at every 10 goals we want to take a whole night stream out of the rotation because now we're going to be backlogged on everything, right? Like right now, we're in the midst of so many games
backlogged
that we're trying to get through in time for the Monster Hunter Wilds beta, the Elden Ring Night Rain beta, and then in the middle of February, new games start hitting literally 2-3 at a time for the rest of the month. So we don't want to get inundated and backed up with content. And right now we're trying to finish Dark Souls, finish Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, and finish what's the other one I'm doing? I can't even remember off the top of my head all the games I'm playing right now. Playing 3 retro games. Oh, Dino Crisis. We're trying to finish up Dino Crisis, right? So I got to get through those for sure.
And this is exactly what I was saying earlier about scheduling.
Need to get going. All right.
There's just no need to have scheduled. He's telling you to look forward till tomorrow.
I'm okay with it. If you guys want to try it as an experiment, as a reward,
he's crowding his schedule and constantly behind.
And we could do right here. I could build them here. We go back and forth, 2 camera angles, right? I could zoom in because this camera will zoom in on the table to watch me doing it and everything. Like, I'm totally down for that. But is that what people want? If that's what you want, we want to try something different. Fair enough. Maybe we'll do that. All right. So let's think about it. All right. Let's start brainstorming. Let's try to figure this out. What do we do at 90? We already know what we're doing at 100 goals hit. What do we do at 90? Do we still do the Sakura box? Do we do a fast food? Or do we do something completely different? Let's figure this out. Okay.
Let us figure this out. That's the contraction there.
Lego streamer on YouTube.
Let us figure this out so that I can continue to deny everything that you ask for and tell you all that you're idiots and trolls and that you don't fucking support and you're losers. Sound good? Sounds good to me.
He had 4 viewers, just an FYI. Yes, but that's the Lego streamer on YouTube. That's not Dark Side Phil doing Legos. You understand? You understand? There's a difference here. Okay. All right. Now let's get to shout outs.
I don't give a fuck about the shoutouts because I wanted to inform everybody in case you guys did not see it. I'm supposed to keep this on the low, per Len. But in case you did not see the Night Rain beta that he got into, that he's hyping up, that he's made time for in his schedule, he's already scheduled out that he's going to be playing it 2 or 3 times in the time frames. Yeah, you can't stream that. You can't post images from it. You can't stream it. So my money is on DSP's not playing that because there's no way in fuck DSP plays a video game, a legitimate video game, and doesn't get paid for it. There's zero. So I hope everybody that was looking forward to their first exposure to Night Rain being through DSP, you're felted. Also, you're an idiot, but felted, and you should feel bad because it's not going to happen.
All right. Let's get the shout outs. First of all,
I hope he comes on stream tomorrow and talks about it.
10-member bomb here on the... What did I just click? I misclicked. Hold on. Okay. Perry with a generous 10-member bomb. I clicked it. It screwed up my inbox, but now it's fixed. Okay.
Thank God.
Thank you very much, Perry the White, everyone. And anyone who got a membership there, enjoy. Thank you so much. Oh, excuse me.
All right, I'm just gonna 5 seconds forward here.
We're at 37 and climbing. Thank you so much, everybody. Cool.
Cool. Can we read the message? Nope. I don't know what we're doing.
Just said to Perry, what's it like being an absolute loser and spending your money on another man? Well, I don't know, Irby. Why don't you tell us what it's like being an absolute brokey who has no money to spend on anyone, which is why you're jealous that Perry has the ability to spend money on whatever he wants. You stupid cardboard living bum. Shut the fuck up and enjoy your permanent ban, you bitch-made idiot.
Damn,
okay.
You got him. You got him. You got him. Crazy to call another person bitch made when you're actively defending somebody who's providing to an internet charity case. I think that's a crazy insult to use given the circumstances, but hey, whatever. It is what it is. Also, yeah, cardboard living bum is also crazy when you consider that DSP has been on the verge of losing his house multiple times, if you believe the stories that he's told. So again, all crazy insults everywhere, but it's DSP. What do you expect, you know?
So now, folks, let's continue, shall we? All right. So, well, if you can't afford the Pokemon cookies, I mean, anyway. So
and to go into the Pokemon cookies, like that wasn't something that bitch absolutely got fucking clowned on for, and that everybody from all over the world can identify as only for fucking simp cucks like her fans. That's crazy. What is that? What parallel are you drawing to your own fans? It's just not good optics, brother. It's just not.
Oh, I do have a couple news stories I want to cover today. All right. Oh, really? Mortarian B says, I really don't think you're going to like Monster Hunter. It is a really grindy game. Let's try the beta, because I think we should give the beta a go and see how it feels. And if it's something that I like, great. And if not, forget it, right? But I think I should at least give the beta a try rather than keep skipping, and then being told later, oh, you really missed out, right? Okay. I received a $2 tip.
Just going through the tips now.
Oh, let's see here.
Okay.
Trying to...
Can we speed this up?
It's really, I feel like I gotta start using a mouse on my laptop.
Get to
the
a
touchpad
point.
isn't working as well anymore. This laptop's now like 3 years old, and I swear the touchpad is not working as well because it's just like it's fighting me half the time. And it's really frustrating me. Okay, I would love some authentic Italian or Mexican food from a mom and pop place. I know Italian is hard to get around here, but there's a really good random Mexican places around. Like a California burrito would be awesome. I love those things. First off,
idiot, watch the fucking
we did
content.
California burrito.
What
Remember?
in the
We already did it,
goddamn?
except it wasn't called California burrito. It was like California burrito and taco.
Oh, my PC actively dying in the middle of the stream is very cool, by the way.
There's actually a place that just opened up near me a few weeks ago, and I tried
It's
it
given up.
on release day, and
Oh,
it wasn't
there it
very
is.
good. It was actually not as good. Oh, by the way, that was Flatman B if I didn't read out the tip. Thank you, Flatman.
Oh my god, 1.5 is killing my browser. We can't do it. It's dying. I'm always surprised at how much of DSP's content I'm familiar with, but the people that actually give him money are not, right? You should do this thing, and it always seems to be something that he's already done just a few weeks back that they could very easily have found had they just looked at the channel. I guess it just goes to show you how actually, informed on his content these people are. It's almost like they don't actually watch it or something, and that they only just give him money because they feel bad for him. It's almost as if, right? Thank you, the Grippa, for the 5, saying, can't wait for him to stream Night Rain, but it's just him on camera explaining what's going on in the game. Wow, whoa, isn't that cool, guys? I would not be surprised if instead of doing a Night Rain stream for the first time or whatever like he was going to do, he has like a 30-45 minute rant segment about how he can't play it and it's bullshit and the industry doesn't know what they're doing. And it would behoove them to allow these content creators to advertise their product and yada, 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 like he always does, before inevitably getting into, like, Balatro or something. I see that's how that stream is going to wind up going, personally. But thank you for the 5,
Sadly, it wasn't
the
as
Grippa.
good as another local place that's a block away from me, so it was kind of disappointing. Are there local Mexican places around here? I'm sure there are, but, you know, first of all, to eat Mexican is a little bit more difficult. If you're eating fast food, It's like, oh, a sandwich, oh, a wrap, versus
Yeah,
like
I can't wait for book smart
dirty
from
burrito that's
software
covered in
nerds.
all the sauce.
Exactly.
How do I eat this on camera? You know what I'm saying? It's a little more difficult because it's more of like a sit down meal as opposed to like hand finger foods and stuff. But you know, I mean, it's a possibility. But you're right. There's no Italian. I've given up on Italian. Out of all the places I've eaten here in Washington State. Okay,
Yeah. Dirty
there is
burrito
one place that's super American.
I just fucked that up. Oh no. Well, we'll just do it like this. I have to pull the transcript. No, yeah, I know the term, like, you could call food dirty. It is indicative of the food style. But yeah, I've never heard anybody call a burrito a dirty burrito before. That especially right now, given the current circumstances, you know what I'm saying. Seems like a strange thing to actively say on your stream. I'm not saying that's what he's talking about, but again, this is a weird thing to say given the time. But we've given up on Italians. I mean, on Italian
or Mexican food from a mom and
we
pop
can't
place.
get any on
I know
this
Italian is
side.
hard to get around here, but there's a really good random Mexican places around. Like a California burrito would be awesome. I love those things. First off, excuse me. First off, we did California burrito. Remember? We already did it. Except it wasn't.
Sorry,
called
I had to go
California
back a little
burrito. It was like California burrito and taco. There was actually a place that just opened up near me a few weeks ago, and I tried it on release day, and it wasn't very good. It was actually
like
not
shit,
as
stupid.
Good. Oh, by the way, that was Flatman B. If I didn't read out the tip, thank you, Flatman. Sadly, it wasn't as good as another local place that's a block away from me, so it was kind of disappointing. Are there local Mexican places around here? I'm sure there are, but you know, first of all, to eat Mexican is a little bit more difficult. If you're eating fast food, it's like, oh, a sandwich, oh, a wrap, versus, oh, like a dirty burrito that's covered in all the sauce. How do I eat this on camera? You know what I'm saying? It's a little more difficult.
I'm glad
It's
we
more
got
like a
dirty
sit-down
burrito
meal,
again
as
for all those
opposed to,
who
like,
didn't
hand
catch
finger
it.
foods and stuff. But you know, I mean, it's a possibility. But you're right. There's no.
And yes, Iwamoto, he said opening day, didn't he? He didn't say release day. He said
I've given
opening
up on
day.
Italian. Out of all the places I've eaten here in Washington State, okay, there is one place that's super Americanized Italian, but I still like it. And then there's a place that they try to be authentic, and they're like 50% of the way there, but not. You know what I mean? Like, I'm from the East Coast. I literally grew up eating Italian food my whole life.
Oh, he did say release day? I'm dented then.
Whose fathers and
He
grandfathers
said release day. Yeah, that DSP tries it was actually a release day unboxing. You guys just didn't know it. He's still doing those, of course.
And it's been the family business for multiple generations. So I'm like spoiled. So when I go to an Italian restaurant out here and I go to eat, I'm like, it just ain't it.
And how uppity this fucking guy is about Italian food is actually disgusting to me.
With Gold Belly, you could have Italian every night. Yeah, if you want to spend $150 to have the frozen Italian shipped across the country and lose all its flavor. Because I don't know if you guys are aware, when stuff gets frozen, it does lose flavor. It doesn't lose all of its flavor, but it definitely loses some flavor. Okay.
Imagine thinking your own audience is so fucking stupid they don't understand how freezing food works. Like, legitimately, that's the intellectual capacity that he attributes to his fans on a regular basis. They don't understand how freezing food works. But yeah, I totally understand having your standards on your quality of food. You want to have good, authentic style food. I understand that, right? Like your little actual Mexican restaurants are going to be better than fucking Taco Bell or your inauthentic style restaurants. But to have the attitude that DSP does towards Italian food that's not specifically from the East Coast is incredibly fucking gross to me. It's so up his own ass. It's so mightier than thou. It's a terrible look. And I feel that way about people in real life too. This is not exclusive to DSP. If you're the type of person that when someone says they're going to Taco Bell and you say that's not even real authentic Mexican, you're wasting everybody's fucking time and you sound ignorant as shit. Please stop saying that. Real talk. You sound dumb. We know. Okay, nobody gives a fuck. You're not informing anybody on anything they didn't know, and that's essentially what DSP is doing routinely when it comes to Italian food on the West Coast. But I'm pretty sure even then he's wrong because there has to be authentic Italian pretty much everywhere in the United States. That's just how it works. Sorry to inform you, but I wanted to say it because I really do hate that.
Okay. So anyway. Yeah, I know the Italian sucks out here. I've tried many of the places; they're pretty bad. Like we ordered once about a few months ago, just on a whim. It was absolutely terrible. Like we ordered, what was it called? That kind of pasta, carbonara. The pasta that's supposed to have the sauce that's with wine and egg, but also has like bacon and stuff in it. It's not supposed to have bacon though. It's supposed to have the other Italian meat. We ate it. It was like
we don't even know what we're talking about. It's supposed to have other Italian meat.
We like,
Vague as fuck.
So far from authentic. and the pizza
Shout out
too
Adam Corona for
just
subbing. Big ups.
wasn't legit at all. And I'm like, oh man, you know, it's just disappointing. No, coming from the literal, authentic part of the country where the best Italian food comes from, and then me having this knockoff stuff out here is just like, ah. But anyway, fair enough. Yes, we don't always have to do fast food. There could be other things that get ordered from restaurants as well for DSP Tries It.
Hey, good morning,
We have
Kanye.
done some of that. Remember, we did do some different things for DSP Tries It. I would like to try different things and not always have it be fast food. So, okay.
Mechanic Drew with the 2 saying, "Cuh, there are loads of Italian here, and I from New York, cuh." Well, thank you for the 2. I don't know if you mean on the West Coast or the East Coast, being that you're from New York, but I appreciate the enthusiasm for Italians. It's very cool and robust and meaningful to me. Thank you for the 2, Mechanic Drew. I like the cuh sandwich
so
you've made
basically,
there.
it's a troll, so I'm just going to ignore them.
Oh, it was a troll. Stupid idiot. Dumbass.
Let me just put it this way. You can tell you're doing something right when you hit the level of success that now those people who are so used to having you down on your luck can't stand it, and they all get pissed. All right? What I mean by that is, for the longest
Please
time,
explain.
as you guys know,
Of course.
I was down on my luck.
Of course I know.
I was the whipping boy of the internet, right? And everyone was
hate that.
constantly dumping
Hey, good
on
morning,
me and hating
Kanye.
on me and making me the butt of the joke. If you haven't noticed, since last summer, when things have changed, big uptick in positivity, popularity,
morning,
and support
Kanye.
that I've gotten, association with Kino Casino and others as well because of this, right? Ever since this has happened, you notice that I'm not the joke anymore, that I'm not the name in everyone's mouth and the thing that everyone name drops and just hates on anymore.
See, but this is DSP thinking that he's far bigger than he actually is, because for years nobody but detractors was talking about DSP. Nobody gave a shit on this entire planet that DSP continued to exist for fucking years. If you weren't a dyed in the wool dent or you weren't a detractor, nobody fucking cares about DSP. It was only recently with things like Moist Critical and that and fucking, you know, Some Ordinary Gamers and all of that people actually started talking about DSP again. It's only by their good graces that DSP was brought into the forefront of public eye again for anybody to even give a shit about him. The reason you don't see anybody talking about DSP like that now is because nobody cares again. Everything that needed to be said about DSP by these people was already said. Their documentaries came out. The people that he wanted to work with, he is. The people that he doesn't, they've moved on. That's why nobody's talking about DSP and he's not in everybody's mouth anymore. They've moved on. They've found a new hotness. He's the old busted. They're looking for the new hotness. And that's just the way that the internet fucking goes. Nothing has changed. His image is exactly as it was before, really. In fact, it's probably worse now because he's even admitted to spending buku fucking dollars on a mobile game, even though he thinks that it doesn't matter, you know? He just doesn't know what the actual situation looks like from the outside in because he's too close to the source. He is the source.
Basically, that negative stigma is kind of gone.
Oh, and I'm so sorry. I missed some of these again. Robert Williams for the 11 months saying, "Bro, I live in Utah and I can find like 3 authentic Italian places off rip downtown. You just have to go there, God forbid. Big ups." Well, yes. And I fucking promise there's real Italian in Seattle. There's no way that a metropolitan city like Seattle doesn't have a single authentic Italian place that you can go to and get real Italian. Bro is actually stupid. It's that simple. Thank you for the 11 months, of course, Robert Williams. Redbird with the 2 saying, "My local area is very Hispanic, authentic Mexican." Big ups your area. I bet the food is banging. Absolutely, dude. And Ikiro with the 5 Canadian, not real currency. I'm sorry, Ikiro. Not gonna lie, I like Taco Bell better than the tacos I had in Mexico. And that's just a personal palate thing, and that's not actually a better or worse. It's all personal preference. Some people genuinely don't like authentic Italian because it's not Americanized. That's fine. Whatever. I don't, there's authentic foods that I do and don't like and fake foods that I do and don't like. It's just the way that it is.
My detractors
Thank you, of course,
that
Ikiro, for the
for
5.
their content to make sense. So now they try so hard to cope and just spin every little innocuous piece of nonsense into drama that it makes no sense. It's just that they've been exposed for being so obsessed and cult-like because they can't let go. Things have changed for the better, but they won't acknowledge it. You see? So what's hilarious is now you're seeing way more people in chat who are being toxic because they keep making more and more dummy accounts. They keep sending me dollar tips that are insults
Hey,
and
good
nasty
morning, Kanye.
emails and shit. We're going to respond to every X account post that he makes with this. It's petty bullshit.
So nobody is bullying DSP anymore. The internet has changed their opinion on him. He's viewed positively on the internet. Nobody believes the Detractor lies, but yet there's more accounts in his chat that are saying negative things. There's more dollar insults coming in via chats. There's more chargebacks coming through because of insults, but nobody cares anymore, you guys. Obviously, the Detractor numbers are way down, despite all of the uptick in Detractor activity. Sound good? Sounds good to me. Oh, and completely ignore all of those Argentinian memberships that came back as well. We're not talking about those, idiot. And don't talk about the forbidden math on them either.
All you have to do is read video responses or video comments, again, responses to my ex, and read some of these comments in chat. You will laugh your ass off at how fucking miserable and sad these people are, that things have changed for the better for me and my family. They can't take it. They're like, oh my God, it's not like it used to be. And oh no, we have to cope. We have to figure it out. We have to keep making these accounts and keep doing it. What they don't realize is literally all they have to do is
what do they have to do?
Leave me alone.
Oh, okay.
And their lives would get significantly better. But they can't because they've built these toxic communities around hating on Dark Side Phil. And all that has fallen out from under them now. All they have is themselves. They don't have the entire internet community on their side anymore because no one hates on Dark Side Phil anymore but them. So those
were the only people that were hating on Dark Side Phil before, though. This is exactly what I fucking said. The only people that cared about Dark Side Phil before fucking, like, Moist Critical was talking about it were people who already hated a DSP or, again, died in the wool fucking dents. That's it. He's actually acknowledging the problem here, but not understanding.
They're exposed as obsessed losers, and they can't handle it.
But they're obviously all detractors are obsessed losers. Months, of course.
Oh, don't worry, the casino guys are gonna snake Phil. It's coming. Really? It's coming still? Do you still think it's coming? Do you think the ultimate snaking is still coming? I've got a show with Ashton that's making good money every week. That's successful. I've got other things lined up. My setup is massively improved. All I'm literally waiting on is new games to use it with. Like, is the snaking coming still? Really? You still think this? Okay, keep believing that. Keep drinking your fucking Kool-Aid. You're insane.
And PPP's inability to pull the trigger on the rug pull is nobody's fault but his own. Anybody who understands, I think, the lolcow style space and drama areas that these two like inhabit, I think anybody would have thought that he was doing a rug pull, that he was doing it for the meme, given the show that he literally fucking runs with Andy over there. His inability to do that is just, I think, personally, again, him not making good on actual content, if that makes any sense. I think that the segments that you get from Smart Guys where he grills Phil or whatever are far less entertaining than what you would have gotten had he never entered the picture, if I'm being honest with you. And we're going to look at something today that is fairly interesting, but I think that that's the exception and not the rule. For the most part, I think that the grill Phil segments or the weird shit he has him do on Smart Guys is kind of detestable, and I don't like the way that he touches the poo. I don't think anybody should be touching the poo, but that's my personal stance. I don't know why I don't watch this shit.
Anyway, I'm done talking about this, all right? But, you know, pretty good stuff. In fact, I will make one quick announcement, and then we're going to move on to news, okay? A few weeks ago, I brought up a pretty annoying chargeback that I got, all right?
Oh, yeah, and speaking of really chargebacks, just a minute ago.
It was a pretty big one. Like, it was a big contribution that had happened early on this month, actually. And I was like, you know, I don't know if I should fight it or not, because I am making good money. Is it worth fighting or whatever? Well, I fought it. Okay, I did. I actually fought the chargeback, and guess what?
Guess what?
I won.
Let's go.
So I get to keep all that money. And that
rare DSPW
is now going to be investigated not only by PayPal but by his bank as well. I saw to it. I provided all the evidence. So we'll see how they feel when their credit card or bank account gets closed, and they probably have an investigation being led against them. It'll be quite interesting. Okay.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good.
Anyway, let's continue.
That guy's totally going to go to Guantanamo, and there's nothing he can do about it now. His hands are washed. That's it.
Here's the joke, because these idiots have been making accounts like prison for a chargeback reel over on Kick. Yeah, you can actually go to prison for committing fraud. I don't know if you knew that. Are you aware of that? That you can
prison for a chargeback reel is hilarious.
Yeah, it's not a joke. If you commit fraud by charging back and lying, and you get investigated, you can actually go to jail. You think it's a joke, but it's actually not. you will actually be investigated and go to jail if you break the law. I know this sounds like a crazy concept because in the United States in the last several years, they've been so lax on law enforcement. Like you can literally walk into a brick and mortar store, fill your arms with product, and walk out.
This is
and
true.
no one
This
does
is
anything
true.
in
They did do
certain
that.
states. So I get that people
In his
think,
state, his state specifically. Let's not say in certain states, motherfucker. This is your terrible state they were doing this in. They didn't do this in Atlas's state. That didn't happen here. Nah, it's just your shit ass state, boss.
No, you can actually go to jail for committing crimes. Yes, it's possible. So this person outright lied, okay? Lied. and said something that was not true.
Jail for $50 chargeback is crazy, though. I don't think the government would ever fucking waste their time for $50 like that.
Not only do I keep the money, but now they're being investigated. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know because I won't be in the loop. That's the thing. That's the way it works is once there's a ruling like that and then they move forward, I'm out of the loop. But all I'm going to say is they did it to themselves. You commit crimes. You put yourself in hot water. You'd be a fucking idiot, right? I mean, what else can I say? Okay. What's
All
up,
right.
Game Boy? How
Yeah,
are you
sounds
today?
good. Sounds good. I don't think that we should be trying to send people to jail for chargebacks when this guy actively committed fucking tax fraud. I think that's or at least bankruptcy fraud.
Okay, again from Flatman B, and he says, I'm Italian. I was spoiled with awesome mom and pops where I grew up. There was a pasta joint called Kelsey's in Florida, and Valentino's.
Oh, I don't give a
pizza.
fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about authentic Italian style food.
And it's sad when you can't find another place to do it that good, you know?
All right.
I wish we could find good places, but, you know, it's culturally relevant. And where we live in Washington State, this is where, if you're flying into the United States from Europe or Asia, excuse me, not Europe, from Asia, this is where you land. We actually have it's SeaTac Airport, Seattle-Tacoma Airport. This is where you land, and then you go from there, and you would transfer a flight somewhere else. Well, a lot of people, when they first
shout out a lot of people, of course,
said, you know,
Asian styles. That's who's staying here.
We're gonna settle here. So what we have is a very dense population of Asians, all different Asian cultures, right? All these different parts of Asia are all really focused right here. So that's the cultural food we have. We have tons Vietnamese, Chinese, Japanese, Filipino.
Let's go through all the Asian cultures. Okay, all right.
Korean,
Good use of our time.
And then Indian, all the Asian culture, all right there. All right. So.
So what DSP is saying here is it's actually the Asians' fault that we don't have any Indian or any Italian style food in the Seattle area. That's what DSP is saying. I just want to clarify that it's actually the Asians' fault somehow.
European at all. Like there's
no Europeans. None.
Stuff that you get is not authentic.
They don't make
it.
it.
Sad part. That's the one thing I miss. There was good European food on the East Coast of the U.S. and it doesn't exist out here. Okay.
All right.
So.
Oh, please move on.
I have a couple news stories today. All right. I have a couple news stories to cover. All right. So. Here we go. Ready for this one, everyone? You may have remembered a certain game. Whoops, hold on.
I don't give a fuck about multiverses.
We're playing Dark Souls, right? All right, so my camera needs to be here. So you may have remembered a certain game that I've played over the years. All right, this game.
I'm gonna skip the news segments. Sorry, guys. I don't fucking care about multiverses. I don't give a fuck about 60 FPS Bloodborne patch getting cease and desisted. Those are topics I don't care to hear DSP talk about.
Genre. This game is consistently better than so many games that try to.
And actually, because I'm not gonna play it, I'm not gonna subject you to it. I actually don't even disagree with DSP's takes on either of these things. I think that they're perfectly mediocre takes to have. I think he's still vastly uninformed on video games and the way things work. I think his attitude is poor, but I don't think that his take is exactly the worst thing I've ever heard. Do something with the Bloodborne IP and stop bullshitting on modders for actually taking your IP and doing something with it is actually a fairly based take. Again, his attitude is terrible and he doesn't understand anything about it, but I think that's actually fine. So we're gonna move on. I'm not gonna highlight his being right because I'm a Detractor, obviously.
What's on your mind? By the way, let me check on the delivery of my light. I don't know when it's coming. They never updated it this morning. Let's see if it's actually out for delivery yet. It is, but it's not arriving for this stream. They're saying it's going to arrive between 3:45 and 7:45 p.m. So when it arrives, I can.
We've got packaging coming in.
By the way, again, would absolutely love to hit the goal on this stream. We're now at 87 goals hit. 3 more to go to get a reward. All right, and let's see what happens. All right. So number one question that I just got. Dio says,
number one question.
PPP a recurring segment or was it a one-off? Let me put it this way. I need to know what to grill him on because unlike you guys, I don't follow this guy. I don't know his history. All right. I only know of him from the time that I spent with him since the summer. The difference here is that Darkside Phil is someone who has been literally stalked, studied, had every single thing that I say and do micro-analyzed, blown up, extrapolated upon, mountains into molehills into mountains, all kinds. You know what I'm saying?
Fairly true. All fairly true statements from coming from DSP. I wanted to just acknowledge it before we move on. I got to give him props where it's due. Fairly true. Microanalyzed, blown apart. Absolutely, 100%. True.
All this kind of shit has been happening to me for the longest time. It's easy to grill Phil because there's so many idiots who are constantly talking about the minutia of my life every waking moment. I'm not aware of people doing that to people.
Okay, but there's so many. The fact that there's so much minutia to pick up on is indicative of the problem itself, is it not? If that many people have that many things to pick apart every single day that you do fucking weird and they can all agree on it fairly consistently, it's because you're a fucking weirdo. It's because you behave in a strange manner that most people can't understand. That's on you, not on the people that are pointing it out. If you're spinning on your head and shitting all over the room, people are going to say that you're spinning on your head and shitting all over the room. It's up to you to change that behavior. I don't know. It's not on people to just not say anything about it. That seems like a strange expectation.
So I don't really know.
Also, big ups to Scat Humor.
What to say about him to grill him back
on my behalf.
And I just
of course, it's
don't have time
DSP
to watch
related.
Kino
We have
Casino
to.
When they do it, I don't. Like I haven't seen an episode of Kino Casino since December. I haven't tuned into a show. So because of that, I'm not up on their lore and stuff that's going on over there to really bring it up. For Ashton, he's lucky that he has legions of moronic, mouth-drooling detractors to follow to do the segment. I don't have that to follow him. So
it's a good thing that the detractors exist so that PPP can actually watch their content and do a segment to make both of you money. You see how everybody is now profiting off of this? You see how everybody is actually living better and easier due to this now? But there's still mouth-drooling detractors that don't deserve, to live on the planet, won't be missed, yada, yada, yada. But PPP is actively supporting them by watching their content and viewing their clips to use on their show to make them money. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? But that's fine. Of course.
If anyone has ideas of what to grill them on, you could always send them my way, and we'll see, how it goes. I do feel like doing back and forth is better than just one-sided. Right? I think it would be a better segment, but I need to know exactly what to talk about, right?
You guys tell me all of the issues with PPP. I can't figure them out myself. It's impossible for me to understand and figure out all of the aspects of PPP that are shortcoming, but not for him, obviously. PPP is more than capable because of the detractors,
That's not
obviously.
what we're talking about. Yavana says, you don't need to know memes to shit talk a person. The buddies do it all the time and don't have major memes about them. But there's a difference between casual shit talking versus between people or grilling someone. Like, for example, Ashton's bringing up specific things that have happened over the course of a week that my detractors very, very, very much hyper-fixate on, right? They hyper-fixate on this minutia that literally is pointless. I think that's some of the beauty of the segment is to show how stupid this shit is and just talk about it because it's so dumb that when actually people talk about it, you're like, oh, that really is dumb, right? So I feel like that's some of the beauty of the segment, all right? Me literally, like, what would you want me to say? Just start insulting him about his weight? Oh, you're fat.
That's a start.
You eat too much food. Look at you, you slop. Wow,
it's
going to really be effective, right? No. Like,
you could call him fat. You could talk about his jowls. You could talk about how shitty his hair is. You could talk about how for as big as he is, he only takes up half of the fucking camera frame for some reason. You could talk about how he won't stop fucking yelling and he's going to have a heart attack. You could even bring up, which I know that DSP knows about, and you could bring up the fact that they went on a Vegas trip and there was a bunch of drama around that, talking about sleeping with women of the night and virgin fans and exploiting one of their fans and taking a bunch of money from them. Again, I know that he knows about this because people brought it up in his chat and he said that he wasn't going to talk about it. These are all things that we could have started with when it comes to grill PPP. But of course, DSP knows nothing about this. He's completely clueless on all of it. It's not because he's a coward. It's because he's too stupid. Obviously, a great excuse.
He's stupid. That's going to be a real stupid segment, right? The reason that the segment about me having man boobs was effective is because I'm not actually fat. In some clothing and some lighting, it legit does look like I have like man boobs. In reality, I don't.
You do?
But it's true that it looked like that in certain lighting and with certain clothing that I've been wearing. So to call it out is actually kind of funny, all right? But for him, like, what's What's the
Yeah, incredible coat, by the way. You can see from several different angles and all sorts of different lighting that DSP actually does have man boobs. It's actually far more infrequent that it looks like he doesn't due to the clothing and the lighting. So, a huge cope from this fat sack of shit, really.
joke? Exactly, right? So yesterday people brought up
Hey, good
the
morning,
fact that at one
Kanye.
point before we had ever spoken, he was making fun of my wife. And then people brought up the fact that apparently there was a stream where he showed off his butthole. All right? And we
Now,
addressed both of those things yesterday.
Both of those are true statements.
Outside of that, I don't know what else to grill him on. Because again, I don't watch that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so for those of you who didn't see the smart guy segment, this is the context here. This is the confrontation to PPP calling his wife that, because I think that that's a far more interesting piece to this PPP DSP dynamic here. The idea that this guy would work with another person who called his wife fat is astonishing to me. And when I heard that he was getting confronted on Smart Guys about it, and that there was a reaction to it, I thought that was it couldn't be passed up, really. We had to talk about this, obviously. Paul J. Brazel with the 2 saying breaks into Atlas's car. Please don't do that. It's already a piece of shit. I don't need the windows broken on it too now. But this is the context. This is the confrontation here.
Lost your voice, raspy, croaky, coughing, sneezing, wheezing. And now today you're totally fine.
That's right.
You're 100% recovered, sire.
So it was the weirdest thing. So I
Wait,
had that
wait,
stream.
wait. Do
I
I
was
have the
actually
wrong
playing Ninja
fucking-
Gaiden 2 Black.
I backed it up too much. This is actually the context here.
Of grill
We're
Ashton
gonna grill
tonight.
PPP.
I'm gonna grill you tonight a little bit.
You
all right?
got me.
You ready? And I'm serious. This is gonna be a hot seat question, but don't worry, I'm not a jerk about it. Okay?
Oh my God, it's over for me.
People have been saying this for months, so I'm just gonna bring it up, and I want to hear what you have to say about it. All right?
All right.
Is it true that publicly on your show, at some point, I don't know when, you publicly insulted my wife and how she looks? Is this true?
It's true. It's true.
And it's at this point that I think that if DSP had any sort of integrity or honor, he should have called it quits. Low key, I think that should have been. I think he should have been informed on exactly what was said when it was said. I think that the acknowledgement that it was true really should have been the line. But we're gonna obviously spoilers. That's not the case. So
True.
Okay. And when was this, and what context was this? Because
Well,
I'm not
okay.
aware, and I want to
Well,
hear what
listen.
actually
So
happened.
here's what happened, Phil.
and asking for an explanation, like there isn't an explanation that can make this look any less pathetic on DSP's behalf. You're actively talking and working with somebody who's insulted your wife in a very legitimate way because it happened before they ever knew each other. There was
Hey,
no
good morning, Kanye.
no cordiality is the word I'm going to use. I'm pretty sure I'm making that up, but they weren't familiar with each other beforehand in a personal sense. So it was meant in a genuine style of way, like he would say it about any other lol cow, which is real. But we're going to hear the explanation, of course.
We cover all sorts of lol cows, all sorts of jokers on our show. You are considered one of the greatest lol cows of all time. You are considered a lol cow just like one step below Chris Chan. There's a cult of people who hate you, obsess over your every move, chronicle everything you do. So it's like we tried to throw you into the rotation. The thing was, I always found it really fucking boring. I was like, okay, it's the same shit. He asks for money,
Yep.
and sometimes he loses in Street Fighter, but you're picking the clips where he's fucking doing bad, but sometimes he does good, whatever the fuck. So we covered the clip where you introduce Kat, reintroduce Kat, and she had gained
Hey, good
a
morning,
bunch of
Kanye.
weight. And so we're like, whoa, buddy, his wife's fucking fat. She's this, she's that. But you gotta.
And again, right here, we should have drawn the line. I think any self-respecting man who genuinely cares about his wife would do such a thing. And look, it's when you're on the internet, some things get said about people close to you, and there's really nothing that you can do about it because you brought them onto the internet. But he specifically knows that people saying things about his wife on the internet upsets her. He said so himself. So if he's actively talking to somebody who has upset her in this capacity, you would think that he would have some sort of animosity to them. But instead, he just sits here and listens to this explanation and basically listens to PPP disrespect him and his wife directly to his face. And what it appears to be, his only excuse, is it was part of the show. I was being an entertainer. That's it. And that's going to be enough for DSP, of course. Of course. Iwamoto, I totally missed this earlier for the 249 saying there's no battalions in his area who deliver. No, apparently not. Hence the horrible situation he's in with no Italian food. Paul J. Breslin Jr. with the 2 saying at Toxic Dubs, we're in the wrong lane, I don't who is Toxic Dubs? I ain't seen this person. Are they in the chat? Big ups Toxic Dubs, of course. Apparently you're in the wrong lane. And Retro Jim with the 2 saying, in what context is my wife fat? LMAO. Now that would have been a great question. I don't think that that's said explicitly, but it is in quotes, so I'm hoping it is. Thank you for the 2, of course, Retro Jim.
I understand we do that to everybody. Everybody that we cover on the show, we shit on ruthlessly. We dog on them. We say this, we say that. My personal opinion would have been, and my personal advice would be, and I think you agree with this, is to keep your personal life as private as possible. And the problem when... So
I called your wife fat and insulted her and disrespected both of you because you put her online. Now, how different is that from what the detractors say? What difference is it? Because there's not one. I can't tell you how many times I've heard detractors, say this exact same thing. This is the exact same mantra that they'll give to DSP, and I fucking give it to DSP. If you don't want people to know about things, you don't want them to talk about things, you don't want them to know any sort of details to mess with you, just don't bring them on stream. Just don't say these things. Don't inform them. You can just do your content and move on, and nobody would be the wiser. But because PPP is saying it, all of the things that he said in the past, that they're completely fine. Because DSP agrees, of course. Wesley H with the 5. Don't forget, Tevin was the devil for laughing about crying from Phil getting kicked from the Twitch partner program. But PPP is cool, guys. Well, obviously. And it's also Tevin's fault that she left the Halloween stream, even though he said previously that she already had somewhere else to be. We're just going to keep blaming Tevin, of course. And Jordan for the 2, I didn't know he was that much of a cuck. Damn. And that's why the thumbnail and the title are what they are, because this is the most pathetic and disappointing thing I've ever seen DSP do. Not defending his wife directly to the face who called her fat is crazy to me. That's a failure of a husband.
You should be able to show your wife on stream. It should be able, to show that dynamic. But every single person who's ever showed their wife or girlfriend online in drama communities, locale communities, it never goes well. Like even Spoonie back in the day when he introduced Scarlett, it was a scandal. People lost their shit. They called her fat. They called her ugly, all sorts of shit. So it's a long-running tradition that wives and girlfriends in these online spaces get dumped on, get shit on. Is it necessarily right? No, not really. It's kind of nasty and cruel and vindictive.
I agree.
You open yourself up to it when you bring your family members on stream. And so that's the situation,
And I don't disagree with anything that PPP just said. All of those things line up, but I would never expect DSP to sit there and actively talk to somebody and make money with somebody who has done these things out of tradition, even though they know morally it's not a right thing to do. Again, he has just blatantly disrespected DSP, and DSP's rolling over and nodding and smirking and acknowledging that he's being disrespected with nothing, to come back with. He's just going to allow this.
And that's the way it is.
That's the way it is, Phil. That's the way. That's what you have to deal with.
We had ever even met, right? Before we had talked or anything.
Hey, good morning,
right?
Kanye.
Like, I don't think I had been on your show or anything because you said this was when you were first covering me.
This is, so the thing is, I haven't said anything nasty about your wife since then because I don't think it's nice. And I know that it actually would bother you and it would make you upset. And I like you, Phil, and I consider you a pal. And so I don't want to do anything to Phil that would genuinely hurt him and his relationship with his wife or negatively hurt the way that he views his wife, because they're married, they live their life together. It's their life. It's really not anybody else's fucking business how Phil chooses to live his life with his wife, or what their eating habits are, or whatever the fuck. But unfortunately, when you do bring them on camera, it opens it up to criticism and mockery and stuff like that. So that's my position on it. And that's basically the way it is. I feel a little bit bad about it.
Okay.
And I find it very strange that PPP is in the line of work that he is if he has all of these moral quandaries when it comes to, lol cows, working with them and saying things that aren't necessarily morally correct about them and irritating them. And, oh, is it really anybody's business? No, it seems like a very strange mindset to have given the line of work. I don't disagree with any of it. All of it adds up. It all makes sense. It just seems like a very weird predicament to put yourself in, given what you do on a constant basis. It seems like you're setting yourself up for situations like this. I don't know. But yeah. And people in chat saying, what a bold-faced lie. He's just a grifter. All of that could be true. All of this could be lies to placate towards DSP, to fluff his ego up a little bit, to not have the free money that's rolling in come crashing down. But again, that's on DSP to deal with. That's on him to confront. That's for him to pick up on and do something about. And he's just not going to, because he's like a cuck fucking loser. Like, actually a fucking loser that's rolling over for another fat grown man on the internet for everyone to see.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. This is the first time I've heard any of this, because all I hear is stuff secondhand, third hand. You don't know what to believe. Right. And so
I hear all of this second and third hand. Like, this guy's talking about your wife, but you didn't even hear what he had to say. You didn't even go and check it out yourself. You're actively working with this person. You've been working with this person for several months in a row now. They said all of these things about her before you ever even started talking to them. But now we're hearing it second and third hand. Couldn't look into it months ago when it was initially said and brought to your attention. That's fine, though, I guess. Paul J. Brazel Jr. saying with the 2, in the meantime, me and at Toxic Dubs are driving. I'm seeing the driving RP in chat. You've stolen my car. You're on the way to Renton. Please drive carefully and return the vehicle when you're done. That's all I ask. And Jay Wuso saying with the 2, PPP is talking to him like an elementary teacher. Absolutely. You have to when you talk to DSP, or he's never going to be able to actually follow your sense of logic, or whatever logic you're trying to have him believe was yours. In this instance, I believe. Thank you for the 2, of course, Jay Wuso, an orphan of Costco. Very good name. With the 2, saying PPP pretending to be a moral person is rich. Absolutely. But again, that's what you have to do in order to placate towards DSP and not get essentially kicked off the show and have your content run dry for whatever content PPP's getting out of this.
Me for weeks saying, every week there's a Grill Phil segment. What about that? That's one thing that happened, bring it up. So now let's ask the public. Okay, we have hundreds of people here watching here.
Let's see what they think.
Should
Am I a cuck, you guys?
This? Should I say this is a good answer, or should I be upset?
I don't know.
And I keep pausing because every step of the way of this is incredible. This guy is actively looking towards his audience to tell him whether or not he should accept a lying apology from somebody who insulted his wife. Think about that for a second. We're letting the internet at large determine whether or not we accept an apology for our wife's honor. Huh? What? Who runs the fucking ship here, brother? Who's the captain? Oh, guys, do I accept this apology for my wife or not? Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. It's up to you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to say, man. You talk, the thing is, you talk so much shit as a drama YouTuber or whatever. A lot of the time, you never expect the person to actually hear what you said.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
You know what? Someone actually just made a good point. They said, nowhere in what you just said did you actually apologize. You actually just kind of explained.
Well, I just justified my behavior. You know what I mean?
Because he's not sorry.
My behavior.
Well, let me ask you this. Now that you know me as a person, are you sorry that you kind of said that stuff? Or are you standing on your laurels that, no, it's okay to do that because he put his wife on the internet? What's your take on that?
Well, I stand by my statements, but at the same time, I do feel bad about them. So I do.
So no, I will not apologize for calling your wife fat. I stand by that statement. She is a fat cow and deserves to be ridiculed on the internet because you exposed her. But I do feel bad about it. Like, you see how that's an unacceptable answer for or should be an unacceptable answer for DSP? You see how that's not exactly what he should have wanted to hear, and how he should have had a more visceral reaction to this?
I think that it is.
He's literally doubling down. You're right, M. Stoney.
Fair
Absolutely.
game for criticism and mockery. That being said, is it a nasty thing that I said? Absolutely. And I'm sorry, Phil. If that hurt your feelings or your wife's feelings, I feel bad about that. I apologize, Phil, because I love you, brother. And I want you to have a happy life. I don't want you to feel bad about yourself, you know?
Thank you. That was actually very nice that you just said that. And
No,
the thing is,
no, it fucking wasn't. It wasn't at all. He at no point did he apologize. He basically gave you the same fucking reasoning that any detractor would have given if asked why they say negative things about DSP, because I don't personally like him. I think he's a detestable individual, and everything that he puts on the internet is fair game to make fun of because he's a public figure, and that's what he's done. It's his choice to put that up. It's the exact same answer you would get from any troll online. But because PPP said it, and DSP loves that triple bypass cock, he cannot and will not hold him to the same standard. He'll let him get away with fucking murder. Literally. Not literally, but he would probably let him pork his wife and he wouldn't fucking make a face about it. He just let it happen. So I think that's all the context we need. I think that's I think that's it. I think you guys have the context. You can see how he's a pathetic shell of a husband that nobody really deserves. But she's complacent in it and doesn't hold him to a higher standard, so why should I? You know? It's okay. We're going to move on.
So I don't know what I would ever bring up. But if you guys have things to talk about, I'm willing to try, you know, and look into it, but I need to know what exactly you're talking about, right? Yeah, Cracker Jacks, before those guys had ever talked to me, they had done a segment on me, like as a lol cow, because remember, they make fun of lol cows, right? So they're making fun of Nick Rakita, and they're making fun of this lol cow, Ralph, and everything. And they had me as a segment on the show, and all they did is they played back a clip of me and Kat on stream from early 2024. And they made fun of everything. They made fun of me. They made fun of her. They made fun of everyone. They said that she was fat and ugly. They said that I was a slob, and they said this, and you know what I mean? They just basically went to town ripping us apart in this clip.
So now he's intricately familiar with exactly what this clip is. Literally the day prior, when talking to PPP about it, he'd never seen the clip. He only heard it second or third hand. And now he's very, very familiar with exactly what they did in the clip and the things that they said and how he was torn apart. So did he watch the clip after doing the segment with Ashton? Is that supposed to be my understanding of the situation? He ended that show last night, watched their clip, and then got on the following day's stream to talk about it, and now he's familiar? I'm not buying that for a fucking second. He either was lying then, or he's lying now. And either way, there's just no need to do it. Just be honest and say you don't give a fuck about your wife, you don't give a fuck about her honor, you don't give a fuck about people disrespecting her, and that you're not going to defend her in any capacity. Just say it, bro. It's okay. I mean, I don't think it's okay, but I don't live your life, so it's fine.
Now, since we've hung out, we've spent time with each other, we enjoy each other's company, we've been multiple times on each other's content and each other's shows, and now we even have a show together, right? So obviously, things have changed. We have a mutual respect for each other. And if you notice, we don't just sit around being nasty to each other anymore. All right, but there's been this lingering thing.
He's never been nasty to PPP in his life. He doesn't have the fucking balls for it. He doesn't have the gumption in him. He's a coward through and through. That'll never happen. He will never actually be mean to PPP in any real capacity. It's just the way it's gonna work.
Yes, PPP said nasty things, right? So it's been a thing, and we brought it up yesterday, and we talked about it, and we hashed it out, and we're cool about it now. So that's what I mean. Like
they hashed it out. That was them hashing it out. That was them getting to the bottom of it, and the amends were being made. Obviously, right there. He not only did he not apologize, but he doubled down and justified his behavior. And DSP accepted all of that on his wife's behalf. How cool is that? How neat, right?
It actually worked well, because of the way that it happened. right? But I don't know how else I could do it because I don't know much about the guy. You know what I mean? If I knew more about him, maybe I just don't know that much else to be bringing up toxic stuff about. I mean, the bottom line is, let's be honest. He says, do you agree with PPP's statement? You're one of the greatest lolcows of all time. I mean, dude, do I agree with it personally? Well, yes and no. Let me put it this way.
Classic fence
Have I
sit.
been made into one of the greatest lolcows of all time? Yes, undoubtedly. Literally everyone knows Darkside Phil, and usually it's for a bad reason. There's very
Okay, all right. Let's not say literally everyone knows Darkside Phil. Come on now. There's definitely a whole lot of people who couldn't give a fuck less about who a DSP even is. Let's not blow it up.
few people who remember me from the days when I was respected and my opinion mattered and people liked me as a gaming content creator. Most people know me for toxic, negative reasons, correct? Do I agree with that sentiment? No. I don't think that I've ever done anything that's warranted me being treated the way that I've been treated. I'm not a Boogie. I'm not a Wings of Redemption. I'm not a King Cobra. I'm not a Chris Chan. I'm not doing these over-the-top, ridiculous, zany, wacky, awful things to get attention or making the same mistakes over and over. If you analyze what I've actually done, like watching my 4-hour documentary by June the King, you realize it's one of the most boring lolcow stories because I'm nowhere close to being lolcow status. With the
He thinks that there's some sort of prerequisite that has to be made, and that's just not the case. Now, I can agree, DSP isn't like a Boogie or a Wings or a King Cobra, and that he does ain't no fucking way indeed. He's not to the same caliber in that he does gross and awful, things to get attention on himself like that. DSP is kind of an enigma in that he is actually incredibly boring when compared to other lolcows. He's not actively talking to minors online that you can, track down and confront him on. These aren't things that he's doing. He's far more nuanced than that, I think. I like to personally think that he's a thinking man's lolcow, but that's me inflating my own ego now. DSP is far more interesting in the intricacies, the way that he moves on a day-to-day basis and the way that he moved yesterday typically don't add up, and trying to follow the logic is where the fun is sometimes. Connecting the dots like it's a puzzle is where the fun is. When you watch King Cobra, you're going to watch him eat something fucking disgusting, and that's where the fun is, right? So, there's different levels to this, and the DSP's lore and the way that he's behaved for so long is what's made him such an interesting lolcow for so long. I need to breathe. The fact that he can't see that or understand that just goes to show you he doesn't actually understand how lolcows work. He doesn't understand the culture around them. He doesn't understand the people who are interested in them. And that's just, again, a failure on his own behalf to not understand where he resides on the internet. So Wesley H with the 10. Phil went harder on Craig for reading super chats and ack laughing that he did PPP. He cares more about money and people calling him a liar than Kat's honor. He doesn't respect her or himself. Absolutely. The money is far more important than self-respect or respect for your wife. And I think that's absolutely despicable as another male-style individual living on the planet. But again, I don't have to live DSP's life. So if he wants to look like a pathetic cuck on live every day, he can absolutely do that. It makes no difference to me. I just get to talk about it. So that's cool. Thank you, Wesley, for the 10, of course. And Ikiro with the 2 saying, that's why I only follow DSP. He's low stakes. That's sort of the appeal sometimes. You can tune in, laugh at this guy begging, laugh at him making idiotic choices and yelling at his audience, and you never really have to concern yourself with, is he gonna do something disgusting? Is he gonna show his asshole on stream? Is he gonna whip his cock out? Is he gonna be messaging minors and we're gonna be hearing about it today? You don't really have to worry about those things because DSP typically doesn't do those things. You do have to worry about him showing his underwear on stream now, which is an entirely different can of fucking worms. I hate that, by the way. But for the most part, you don't have to worry about him being utterly repulsive. So that's a positive.
But it doesn't matter because facts don't matter. What matters is the opinion of the internet and the idiocy of a cult, right? That's what matters. If everyone just sits around repeating the same thing over and over, it doesn't matter.
I know, Invisible Mute. I'm saying for the most part. Come on.
What matters is what people believe. I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay with what I've done. I know that I've improved for the better, and I'm happy with how things are going. You know what I mean? I'm fine. And a lot of people are now. And I think that's been the change in the last 6+ months, is that now a lot of people have looked at it from the outside and said, wow, yeah, DSP is nothing compared to everyone else. I don't know why everyone even bothered the fucking guy. Let's stop talking about him. And they have. It's only my detractors that can't do that because they've literally put all their eggs in one basket. And without me being the biggest lolcow, which I'm not, they have nothing. They literally have absolutely nothing at all of substance.
And they have
So,
infinite shit to talk
yeah, it is
about,
what it is.
literally. And that's the thing with DSP. That I think that's why there is so much more, like, because you can get clips of, you know, World of T-shirts or clips of Wings or this, that, or the other, but on a consistent basis, DSP is the stupidest fucking lolcow, I think, because you can tune in every single day and get clips out of this guy. He's going to give reactions to trolls. He's going to divulge more information than he needs to, and he's going to paint himself in a worse light every single day. It's just far more consistent. You don't have to wait for him to do something absurd and disgusting. You could just tune in and listen to him talk, and he will instantly sound fucking dumb. It's part of the appeal.
I can't change the opinion of the internet, who's just ignorant, and for 10 years have heard nothing but negative things about me that mostly weren't even true. You know, so, am I one of the biggest lolcows? Yes. Do I deserve
Yes,
it?
100%.
Fuck no, but I can't change it. So I just move forward positively and enjoy my life.
So he had to literally admit to being a lolcow, something that he's denied for ages now, to defend his boyfriend for calling his wife fat. Like, just put that in your documentation for DSP. I know all of you trolls are writing this down right now. Actually had to admit to being a lolcow just to justify why we've accepted PPP's apology. That's kind of fucking crazy if you ask me. I didn't think that would be what it took, but we got there eventually anyway. The things this guy will do for love, I guess.
I received a $2 tip. Again from Flatman B. He says, at my biggest, I was 240 pounds. Now I'm at about 200. I need to get to like 180, but I'm slowly but surely getting there. I had to get rid of bread, which sucks because I love bread. I'm 5'10", so 180 should be good. When you get older, losing weight is a lot harder. Of course, For me, when I was fat, the water weight was the first thing to go.
When he was fat. This is the weight loss segment, of course.
Bad habits, like drinking soda or eating very fatty foods right before you go to sleep and stuff like that. I'm cutting stuff out of my diet, meaning cutting the fatty red meats and things out of my diet instead of eating lean meats like turkey and chicken instead of beef, right? Once you start doing those things and you've got past that quick loss potential, it's harder to whittle down the rest. And I've been working to whittle down the rest. Like I said, I just weighed myself the other day. I'm 196. My ideal weight, I was told, is 185. So I've got another 10, 11 pounds to go.
When was he told this? At what point of DSP's life was he told that at 5'11", he needs to be 180 pounds? How many years ago was this? Because I would imagine that the ideal weight for a 42-year-old at that height is far different from a 28-year-old at that height. I'm just curious because I know DSP doesn't go to the fucking doctor, like, ever. Despite sometimes him literally needing to go to the doctor, like for his fucking ear infections. I mean, I'm just asking questions, not to sound like Jesse Ventura or anything,
because it's going to be really skimping on things like you just said, breads and cheeses and eating at night and stuff like that. And probably I will never even get there unless I actively start working.
No one
out
told
again,
him he read a BMI calculator. Okay.
I do have a treadmill that I get on from time to time, but I haven't done it recently. But I did just clean out my garage, so there's potential that I can move stuff there, maybe even have like a home gym in my garage as I get older that I would probably really enjoy using. In truth, I actually really like working out. When I've done it actively, it feels good. My body feels very good when I'm working out. So I'm actually happy to do it. I just need to get into a schedule of doing it. When can I do it? How to do it easily. But like someone had said the other day, they said,
my body feels good when I work out is another one of those statements that, like, I just don't think that you could get anybody else other than DSP to say in an unironic way on a stream. There's just, I don't know, man. Who says that? It's actually alien talk. Well, my body feels great when I work out. What? Huh?
Would you actually go ahead and
yeah and like Bumbo Wumbo points out, working out equals walking for 10 minutes, because that's what DSP is doing. Like, the 10 minutes is an assumption, of course, but working out to DSP is literally walking out a treadmill and that's it. He's not lifting, he's not squatting, he's not doing your wall sits, push-ups, sit-ups, literally nothing. He's walking on a treadmill and then going, yeah, guys, I'm working out. I'm so healthy now. The guy has no muscle on his entire body and still weighs 196 pounds at 5'10", 5'11". That's not good. You have to have some sort of muscle definition on your body for that to be justifiable. And he very clearly does not. Look at his noodle arms when he wears t-shirts.
Go to a gym? No. Why would I go to a gym? I have a perfect home. I'll just get some home equipment and do it that way.
Why would I go to a gym, you guys, and spend $100 a year for going to the gym whenever I want, when I could just spend thousands and thousands of dollars and buy home equipment that I'm not going to use on a regular basis? Obviously, that's the right decision.
I don't need some ongoing membership. I don't have to travel to go there to do it, right?
Anything to not leave the house, folks. Anything.
How tall am I? I'm 5'11". Okay. Anything else? Any other last minute questions or things to bring up before we jump into Dark Souls for today? Excuse me.
Just waiting around for them to give him content. Just like earlier, asking for the rewards, just waiting around.
The Kino Boys for a live stream event. It's this simple. Number one, I can't go anywhere. If I were to go anywhere, I would. Okay. There's factors involved, okay? Number one.
Guys, there's going to be factors involved. Now, I'm in charge of all of those factors, and I'm the only person that can change all of these factors, but you have to understand all of them, okay? Every single aspect that I've chosen. This is why I can't do
just
something.
Just me going, okay? Then that means Kat's left behind to take care of everything here by herself. I don't think that's very fair. For me to go to Vegas and have fun with these guys, even if it means making content that makes money, for me to go on a trip like that, but then she has to stay behind, would be pretty messed up. Now you might say, well, why don't you take her with you?
I don't think it would be. Going on a work trip to make money so that you can provide for your household should not be viewed as anything other than exactly that. Like, I understand that could be fun to be had, obviously, making the content, living the lifestyle that DSP does as a content creator. But again, it's a work trip for making money to pay the bills. If she's going to be salty about that, like, that sounds like she doesn't. She's got her priorities confused, if that makes any sense to me. If that makes any sense to you.
Well, because we have a family. We have a cat who very much hates other humans and is deathly afraid of them. Jasper Kitty is scared of other humans. Every single time that we've had another person come into the house, he runs for the hills and goes under the bed and won't come out until the person is gone. He's actually that afraid. And we're talking just normal stuff. When the guy came to install the ceiling fans, gone. We have a guy who comes here to do a quick maintenance job every like 6 months. I know this. It's kind of a weird thing where our condo association has an insurance policy where as long as we have someone come and clean our dryer ducts every 6 months, I think we get some kind of like a group discount on the insurance policy or something like that. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but.
This guy is so uninformed on every aspect of his life. He doesn't know how OBS works. He doesn't know how his schedule's going to go. He doesn't know what his wife's schedule's going to look like. He can't leave the fucking house. He doesn't know how the maintenance works on his building. Like, does this guy actually know anything? Like anything? Like for real? Because I haven't heard a single thing. I think legitimately the only thing that he is properly informed on is Street Fighter 2. And even then, if you believe what people say about him in the past, he barely even knows that. He doesn't know about WWE champions, according to the TJ Gamebox. So what does this guy actually fucking know? It's hard to believe that at 42 years old, he doesn't know anything. But that's what I'm led to believe.
Yeah.
Also, he would never be able to fucking survive outside of this condo because he doesn't even understand. I don't think that he understands why there has to be a team to come by and clean the dryer ducts, or why it is that they get a discount for that. He seems confused as to that as well. He just seems like I don't know. I'll just stop. It's fine. It's not even important.
In regards to that,
it's not.
Even when that guy shows up, he takes off.
This is about Jasper. Who gives a fuck about the house?
For example, we go on a trip and we say we're going to go to Vegas for a week. What are we going to do with Jasper? Put him up and board?
Leave him home?
I think it would traumatize him. Like, no lie, I think it would legit traumatize him. And he would be messed up for the rest of his life because he's never known to be away from us. And he's not the kind of cat that sadly wants to deal with other humans. He'd be all messed up from it, right?
And that's such a weird way to, like, I've never heard anybody talk about a cat like this. Like, he's never described Jasper as being, afraid of humans in any sort of real traumatic sense. Like, he's described him as skittish. He runs off. He doesn't, hang out with people that come to the house, the maintenance men. Let's not pretend like DSP has friends. But he has described that in the past, but it's not like he knows that Jasper has any sort of trauma where he's genuinely afraid of humans, like they're gonna beat him up or anything. He hasn't described any of that. So why does he immediately think that because Jasper is a social cat, that he would absolutely crumble if there wasn't somebody in the house for a couple of days? I've never in my life met a cat that behaved that way. I don't think I've ever even met a dog that behaved that way. The second you walk back in through the door, they pretty much forgot. I mean, they're just so excited to see you. If they are a social animal, it wouldn't make a difference. They'll just be happy you're back. That's how animals work. Again, just never heard anybody say it like that. The dude, 2023, saying, for the two, you watched Jasper when he got married? Oh, who watched? No, I didn't. Who watched Jasper when he got married? Great question. Great question. I believe he said that he had somebody stop by the house, didn't he? Or did he get married before Jasper? I don't even remember. At one point, he had somebody stop by the house and check in on Jasper. I do remember that, which makes this whole thing pointless. But specifically to your question, I don't remember. I think he didn't have Jasper then, if my memory serves. I don't remember, though. People in the chat are saying Snood. Snood checked on the cat. Okay. If Snood's willing to agree to that, I'll agree. So we had Jasper before the wedding, is what I'm being told. Okay. I don't know. I don't know the answer. Somebody more informed than me, please tell in chat. Anime Slayer for the 5 saying, I like how PPP didn't even apologize for calling Cat fat, but he apologized for Phil being offended and hurt. Craig did the same, but was demonized. Absolutely. It's the exact same tactic. DSP is just so in love with PPP, he couldn't actually see it. So I get, wow, I shouldn't have did that. That's just the way that it works. We love PPP. He's the best and can do no wrong. Obviously.
So I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to put him through that. And, you know, I kind of knew we were getting into that when we got
Invisible Mute is saying
Jasper,
Cat's
that
friend
it's the
checked
same
on
as if you're bringing
checked
anything
on
else
Jasper
into your
during the
life,
wedding. There you
whether
go.
it's a creature or a human or whatever, you got to treat him like they're a member of your family. And I'm not going to put him through torture, and I'm not going to get him, you know, all messed up in the head because we want to have a good time. So would we like to eventually go on a vacation somewhere? And by the way, if we go on a vacation, it ain't going to be vacation. We want to do something. We're going to go somewhere nice that's relaxing, that we can unplug from the hustle and bustle of the modern life and internet. Maybe go out to the mountains and spend a week in a nice cabin lodge where we can have good food and cozy up and, you know, listen to some music and sit in front of a fireplace and do something nice like that. We don't want to go somewhere. It's a tourist trap, shitty place where you drop tons of money and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I like that even in his ideal world where he does get to vacation with his wife, he gets to go somewhere new and interesting, and they finally get to travel and get out of the house. They still, in his ideal world, still manage to not go outside, and they instead stay inside and bundle up and do nothing. That's so fucking cool for them. I love that regardless of what the circumstances are, DSP doesn't ever want to do anything. And that's coming from someone who also doesn't really like to do a whole lot, right? Like, I'll tell you outright, I do like being on the internet. I like playing games. I like modding games. I have a lot of hobbies indoors. I also don't go outside to do a lot of hobby-style activities, but I'm not afraid to go outside to spend time with my girl, right? To go and experience real life. DSP apparently is.
So we're thinking about it, you know, in that regard, but we're just not willing to do it with Jasper Kitty. It's too much of a thing. It is. It's just too much of a concern, right? Is that we would be hurting our family member for personal stuff, and it's just not worth it, you know. Could potentially we do like a staycation where we go for a day or two somewhere? That we could probably do.
And Dark Abyss
Leaving him
called it in
alone for-
chat. He just wants a staycation. He gave Leanna more vacations than his actual wife. Absolutely, dude. Because Cat's not asking for staycations often enough. It seems like that's the only thing we're capable of. We just got to go to a city and stay in a hotel and then come back home.
For a day, it probably isn't that big of a deal. But as long as we leave him enough food and water and everything, and, you know, lights are on, heat's on and everything. But more than like a day, I'm not going to do that to him. And everyone laughs, oh, haha, yeah, whatever. You can make fun of us, but we love our pet, and we're not going to treat him and mistreat him in a way for personal stuff. We're just not, okay?
We're not going to mistreat him for personal stuff, yet he couldn't get the blood work done because he's too greedy. Sound good? Sounds good to me. Was that the end of the Jasper segment? Because I think that's all I wanted to see, really.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what you mean. The bounty board? What the hell is the bounty board, bottom line?
I don't give a fuck about the bounty board. All right. We're moving on to the last and final segment. Those words mean the same thing, in case you didn't know. And that is going to be, as soon as I fucking find it, it is somewhere. Oh, it's probably in the food eating folder. You guys know Atlas has to have a food eating folder. Yes, of course. And it's gonna be the Chick-fil-A Devour segment. I know all of you are very big fans of the eating food segments. And I think this is a perfect way to cap this off, as the whole point of this stream to begin with was calling DSP's wife fat and why DSP is a cock, really. So I think it's important that DSP demonstrate for us exactly why Kat is the size that she is. And I think that I've cut this beforehand, so it should be pretty much ready to go. Unfortunately, it's 47 fucking minutes long, which is crazy. A bunch of it is dead air. Very cool. All right, here we go. Here we go. He's here. Now, I was told by somebody in real life, my actual coworker, who was here earlier in chat, you'll never know. My actual coworker told me the Chick-fil-A eating segment is top tier, and if it's not, we're for real bullying him in real life. So this better live up to it, or I'm gonna be pissed. Because he hyped this shit up for 2 weeks. Amazing. So glad we got that. For those who don't know, it's the Chick-fil-A segment we're watching here. In case in case you haven't had Chick-fil-A before and don't know what their standard ass chicken sandwich tastes like. Oh, am I gonna unmute it? Yes. My bad. My bad. I forgot. They're on different sources. I also don't know how to work OBS. It was it was a meme the whole time. Actually, I was playing. Is it a prank?
Why is this a special edition of DSP Tries It? What's so special? Well, there's two things that are special. The first is today we're going to be trying some food I've never had before on DSP Tries It ever. And I'm not talking about, oh, well, this is an item from a place that you've never had. No. I've literally never eaten this food before. So he's never had Chick-fil-A? I don't believe that. Wasn't there a Chick-fil-A at the fucking no, that's a different thing. He's never had Chick-fil-A? Special here on DSP Tries It. Okay, that's number one. But number two, today for the first on stream. Okay. I missed that part. I was too busy thinking too loud. I gotcha. He's okay, so it doesn't matter then. No one gives a fuck. Time ever, I have the new dual camera setup here on the show. So you're going to be able to go between seeing me sit here with the food in front of me, actually eating it in its natural state. You'll see me eating the food in its natural state. What a sentence. Incredible. You'd think this is a fucking nature documentary the way he's putting it together. And then David Attenborough over here. Big ups David Attenborough, of course. I can actually show you what it looks like. What I'm going to actually do is enable the auto zoom on my camera. Not auto zoom, autofocus on my camera. Because I actually have it disabled because it hasn't been working as well as I would like. But it kind of works. So now it's on, which means I'll be able to show you things up close. And this is going to be fun. I've never done DSP Tries It like this before. I just received a $5 tip from an anonymous tipper saying, I hope you're having a great day. Enjoy. Well, thank you so much. The $5 anonymous tipper here. EOJJ14 with the two saying, duh, I usually see food in its unnatural state. Well, I'm a fan of the supernatural state of food, so I guess it's a good thing that DSP has put it in its natural state so that all of us are kind of thrown off a bit, you know? For the record, this is just an impromptu stream. I had actually finished a completely different stream of doing wrestling commentary, and I decided to just do this one on the fly and hang out with my audience and do a DSP Tries It, even though yes, Ghost Food, supernatural state, of course, really qualified for it yet, but I didn't really care. I was like, Ghost Food, like Ghoul Food, any of it really. DSP Tries It impromptu. All right. So what are we doing today? You're right. Well, I wonder what Phil is doing for DSP Tries It. It's Chick-fil-A. I've never had Chick-fil-A before. On DSP Tries It ever. In
There
fact,
we go.
I've
Thanks
only
for the
eaten
clarification.
Chick-fil-A twice ever before.
Very misleading how he started that out,
Or
actually.
once when
But
I
it's
like
cool.
first
It's
moved
cool.
out here and it opened, and then one more time. So only twice, and it was many years ago. I haven't even had Chick-fil-A, I think, since COVID. So it's been many years. Now the question is, will it live up to my memory of what it once was, or will it fall flat? Will it be good or not? Okay. To drink today, I'm going to have a Canada Dry Fruit Splash cherry flavored beverage, a soda or a pop, as some like to call it.
We couldn't
go ahead and
even
get that ready.
get the Chick-fil-A tea. We went to Chick-fil-A and didn't even get a fucking signature Chick-fil-A drink. We got a fucking can of ginger ale. What was the point, bro? It's like going to Taco Bell and not getting a Baja Blast. What the fuck were you going for then?
Interestingly
Good
enough,
morning,
it's
Kanye.
clear. I thought that it actually had like a color to it, but no, I'm pouring it in my mug and it's actually clear. As you can see, I'm having issues with my wireless connectivity today, which is causing all my lighting to go on and off a lot. I'm really not going to fidget with it that much during this stream, quite frankly. If I try to get it to connect and it goes off again, I probably don't care. I'm just going to do the DSP Tries It because this is really stupid that the wireless keeps going down today.
I agree, and I wish that was his
Anyway,
mentality every day when it came to this.
So, we got a good variety of items that I'm going to be trying today from Chick-fil-A for DSP Tries It, okay? So first off, we got mac and cheese, okay? And I got the medium size. My wife took half. I'm taking half. So we're going to try the mac and cheese live. This was recommended by the viewers. The viewers are telling me that their mac and cheese is incredibly good and that I shouldn't miss out. I should try it. So I
Pretty
actually got that
alright.
as a separate order.
Not
okay?
usually a mac
That's
and
number
cheese
one.
enjoyer from fast
I
food
have a
restaurants.
single waffle fry because I didn't order them, but my wife got a combo. So I'm going to try the waffle fry and tell you what I think. I've had these before and loved them, but I've heard that they changed them recently. Then I have the standard spicy chicken sandwich. Okay? Just whatever comes on the standard spicy chicken sandwich. I don't even know.
What do you
And
mean you
then
don't know?
A brand
I hate this. I can't stand this aspect of the fucking DSP Tries It either. Why does he act ignorant to the food that he ordered and was described on the fucking app in detail? You can read every ingredient that goes on that fucking sandwich when you order it, which I know he did because he ordered it through DoorDash. You have to fucking scroll through the thing and hit add to order at the bottom. You know what's on it. Just fucking read it so you can at least inform your audience properly.
new
That's all it
sandwich
takes.
offering. The grilled spicy deluxe chicken sandwich, which is supposed to come with a bunch of extra stuff and a special sauce. Now, oddly enough, there's a packet of the sauce loose in the bag, and I'm wondering, it's called cilantro lime sauce, and I'm actually wondering, does that mean they didn't actually put the sauce on my sandwich, but instead they're expecting me to put it on myself? I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea.
You could look it
Okay.
up. You could
So
look.
this is
You could look
cool,
up how it was
and
supposed
we got
to.
a
All
ton
right,
of food
whatever.
to try. All right, and I think the first thing we'll do, we'll try the single waffle fry. Let's see how this very single waffle fry tastes. It actually has some of the potato skin on the outside of it. I like that. I've always liked potato skin on my fries, quite honestly.
And this is what I mean when I talk about this being nothing non-tent content that has no right to even exist. We are watching a 42-year-old man tell you, the audience, that he likes potato skins on his waffle fries, and he's going to try this individual waffle fry from Chick-fil-A, a fast food franchise that's across the entire United States. Sound good? Sounds like meaningful content to you? Sounds like it to me.
It won't focus.
And it's
It's
the
like
smallest
taste
waffle
level.
fry.
There
You're
you go.
absolutely right. It's the
I always liked potato
smallest
skin on
waffle fry
fries. I think it
possible,
adds
dude,
flavor.
Messiah.
All right, so let's just do it. Ready?
Devour.
Amazing. Where would we be without the guy? And I love the head nod as he's chewing. Like I have to appreciate that he's not talking with his mouth full, I guess. But the constant head nodding while we chew is just the cherry on top, really.
As a crunchy outside.
Redbird. Oh, he sent the 2. I didn't even fucking see it. I'm blind as shit. Again. Redbird with the 2. Rest in peace to the chicken who died for this. Yeah. Your legacy will live on indefinitely in the worst content possible. I hope it was worth it. Thank you,
A soft
Redbird, for the
inside.
2. Got to shit on the chicken that died
flavor's
for this.
okay.
It's his fault too.
It's not great. It's not bursting with flavor.
Oh,
Oddly enough,
oh,
it has like
okay.
a potato chip aftertaste.
the French fry is not bursting with flavor. For those of you who don't know how French fries work, it doesn't literally burst with flavor. No juice shot out. It just wasn't it, man.
Yeah.
It tastes like a potato
Maybe if I
chip.
had more,
Crazy
I'd be able
enough.
to grade it better. I can't really grade it. It's not bad. It was good. I like the crispiness.
Yeah. Also, eating the fucking French fry dry, devilish work. Not that there's anything wrong with eating dry French fries, but
And it tastes
when
decent.
Chick-fil-A sauce is
So,
that good.
Okay, let's now try this mac and cheese. People have really complimented this mac and cheese, saying it tastes really good. So I want to try this first before we get into the sandwiches. So here we go. Chick-fil-A mac and cheese. It smells great.
All right. Okay.
Mm.
Let him think on it.
So at first you get a cheesy kick, but then you get almost like a little bit of a tangy aftertaste. A little hard to...
At first, on the mac and cheese, you get cheese, and then afterwards, you get a tangy aftertaste. Sound good? I just want to make sure we're all understanding the descriptions here, because it's the most important part of these reviews. It's actually the only entertainment value in them, if you're not a detractor. If you're a legitimate DSP fan, the descriptions of these foods are supposed to be the main entertainment.
describe. Also, you can see there's crustiness on it. It's not just like gooey cheese, but there's some crust to it, which is good.
Oh, there's crust in it. Okay. I love when my food has crust. If I pick up a mac and cheese and there's
good.
not crust
It's
in
very
it,
creamy,
I'm not interested.
very creamy. But it has multiple, I think there's more than one kind of cheese in it. I don't think it's just one kind of cheese, because I'm getting
A multi-cheese mac and
basically a little
cheese?
bit of, like, a
Whoa.
little cheddar. There's something else in there too.
I'm not buying for one fucking second that this guy's actively eating mac and cheese and dissecting what kind of cheeses are in it. There's no fucking way, brother. This guy's palate is not that refined. He's not Gordon Ramsay. This fucking bum knows jack shit about food, but he's over here analyzing which cheese blend was used in the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese? Are we fucking for real? I'm supposed to buy that.
I said that has like a tanginess to it. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, the cheddar's got some tang on it. Must be a sharp cheddar. I don't know.
Noble Time says, I like the chip Dickin fingers. He says he likes to dip chicken fingers. That sounded completely wrong because I said it backwards. He says if he gets the chicken fingers, he dips it in to the mac and cheese. It's funny, we'll only focus on the food if I block my face. You know that? There you go.
It's almost
I have
like
to block my face, or else the AI in the camera thinks it always wants to focus on my face.
yeah, it's almost like it's not a good feature on that camera, and that you'd be better off just focusing the camera yourself when you need to. But
That
we'll
mac and
just
cheese
keep
is
putting
really
up
good.
with it.
That is super tasty. I love it. I'm going to eat more of it. But obviously, I want to get to the sandwiches first before we get to it. Okay. So,
I'd rather watch
What?
the doc cook and eat. For those of you who are familiar with the doc, big ups, of course. His food content was far more entertaining than anything that DSP's pretty much ever done, and obviously including this food
I wanna
content
show
here.
you.
You want to talk about a real connoisseur, the
This
doc.
is the standard spicy chicken sandwich. You see how small the package is? It's really small. Thin, small. This is this new grilled deluxe chicken sandwich, spicy grilled deluxe sandwich. Much bigger, and they actually give you the cardboard container. So it's a little weird. They don't look equivalent, do they? But they're both standard sandwiches.
It's just the
So that's a
packaging.
little odd to me. This is eight and change. This was 10 to get delivered. So only $1.50 difference. They don't even look the same. Like this was like a super premium, and this
And this is one of the biggest issues that I have Chick-fil-A, as I'm an avid Chick-fil-A hater. For those of you who don't know, the hot take, I know everybody's a big Chick-fil-A fan. Their food is good, but their prices are insane. $8 for a chicken sandwich? Are you fucking kidding me right now? That's an absolute crime. I don't give a fuck how good your service is. I don't give a fuck how good your drinks are. You're paying me, or you're charging me $8 for a sandwich. You're scamming. It is that simple. $10 for a premium sandwich? Get the fuck out of here. If you're charging that much for your food, it's mid. It's mid at best. It's all I can justify.
seems like a cheap one. I don't know. I guess we'll have to figure this out. Okay. So here we go. This is the spicy chicken sandwich standard. Okay.
I love the bag ASMR. Smelling the bag is crazy work, by the way.
This is it. It's just one piece chicken on a bun, completely dry, no sauce or anything whatsoever. And then on the bottom,
Uh-huh.
2 pickles.
Yeah, that's
That's it.
about the standard amount of
2
pickles you get
pickles,
on a sandwich.
No sauce, nothing. That's their spicy chicken sandwich. It has nothing on it at all.
Okay. Why is he shocked by this information? He fucking ordered it. The sauce isn't spicy. The breading around it is spicy. Therefore, they don't give you a sauce on it. It seems pretty self-fucking-explanatory. If you want sauce, you should have picked up Chick-fil-A sauce in the order and then put it on yourself. What are we talking about?
2 pickles. That's it. That's all. Really. $8.50 for this.
I agree,
I
though.
don't
That
know
is a
about
crime.
that.
It's a crime.
There's no sauce. 0 sauce on the sandwich. 0. So it's gonna, I'll tell you right now, you know it's gonna be dry. There's no sauce
You
on the
don't
sandwich.
know that, though.
And by the way, for the record, my wife got exactly the same sandwich, and it's exactly the same as this. So that's how they're instructed to make it.
Okay. So she got the exact same sandwich, and it's constructed just like this one. So why are we sitting here pretending to be surprised by this information? Like that, like, again, very fucking irritating when people get on stream and pretend like they don't know what the fuck they're getting into. They don't know what they're talking about. This is a real, genuine reaction, just to then go, oh, actually, my wife's looks just like this. So this is just the way they are. Then why are you sitting here playing fucking pretend in front of your audience? What happened to Mr. Genuine? What happened to Mr. I don't play a character? And you're literally fucking pretending to see the sandwich for the first time. It's okay, though. That's fine. Just go against everything you've ever said about yourself every day.
Yeah,
it's not that
the
deep.
sauce
It's
packet
really
here
not.
is
It's just
cilantro
Chick-fil-A.
lime, and that's supposed to be for the other sandwich, I believe. So if there's supposed to be a sauce on here, they didn't give it to me, and that's not my fault, right? That's their fault.
Thank you, Robert
So,
Garrison,
I
too,
don't know.
for the sub, of course.
Well, I guess we'll find out. No, Cat got no sauce. Hers is dry, just like mine. Okay? All right, well, here we go.
Here we go.
Devour.
Also, I do just want to say, as a big bite individual, the amount of pain that is on his face when he takes these bites, just to pull the food away and to have the size, a child-sized bite taken out of the food is always going to be funny to me. I don't know how you can open your mouth that wide and look that much in pain to pull away and only get that much food. It seems like it wouldn't be worth the hassle, but I guess he does have to eat, so...
Damn, that's good chicken. Wow. Dude. The chicken is like super juicy. Like really juicy.
So it wasn't dry then.
Very tasty. And it has a good level of spice to it. First you get that breading that tastes like fried chicken breading, but then all of a sudden, boom, you get a spice on your tongue, and the spice is really strong. It's good. It's actually significantly better than I thought it was going to be with nothing on it.
So he was wrong then. Great. I'm glad that
Wow.
DSP could give us his opinion beforehand, just so he could look stupid about 5 minutes later. How cool is that?
This is delicious. Seriously. This is absolutely delicious of a sandwich. I love it.
And again, this is the reward that he's peddling on his audience. This is what they're supposed to be living and donating for.
Wow.
This is what they look forward to
Now,
week by
do I think
week.
sauce would make it better? Maybe. But this thing is so juicy and full of flavor on its own.
It's so juicy and full of flavor.
Sauce.
Also, showing the cross section of the sandwich after you've taken multiple bites out of it, I think is a little gross. I don't have an issue with seeing the cross section. I would just prefer that you cut it and don't show me your actual bite marks. Just a personal thing.
Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it's correct. Maybe this is how it's intended. because I'm actually very pleased with the sandwich right now.
If I was a DSP den, I would be so happy that I gave him $10 so he could eat this instead of me, obviously.
No. I think $8.50 should be the deluxe that has lettuce and tomato and cheese and sauce and on bacon and all of that. It shouldn't be $8.50 for just a sandwich with bread, chicken, and 2 pickles. But it tastes great.
Holy shit. Dude, how many bites does it take this grown man to eat a sandwich? I don't mean to be the fucking bite police over here. But I would never. I'd be done with this sandwich already.
Crispy
I'm gonna nail that motherfucker.
Juicy, very flavorful on the inside.
I guess it's for the content. We got to drag it out as much as possible, obviously. This is the reward, I guess. So
it's about marination. They marinated this chicken, and there is flavor in the chicken. It's not bland chicken. It tastes
You don't
great.
know that. You literally don't know that. He's just making this shit up. Yeah, guys, they marinate the chicken. Like, he might as well have told you that they marinated this shit overnight. It's got a whole 24-hour process the way that he makes this shit up, dude. He doesn't know that. And if he did, then why is he so uninformed about the fucking way that the sandwich came in the first place? He's just pulling information out of his ass right in front of everybody.
Super good.
Super good.
They're cheaters. They give their birds anabolic steroids. Well, good. I like jacked chickens, apparently, because this tastes great. Keep jacking them up, because I care about the flavor.
Keep jacking him off, because he cares about the flavor. You heard it here first, folks.
I'm going to finish the whole thing. I can't stop eating it. It's actually super addictive. I love this right now. It's so delicious.
Oh my God. You know, I'm starting to think my coworker was right, because again, a very small, this is the minutia that DSP is talking about, that the detractors are so concerned about. Why is he incapable of describing anything that he enjoys as anything other than addictive? Why is it every time he enjoys something, I can't stop playing it, you guys. I just want to get back into it. I want to see, I can't stop eating this sandwich. Everything is so addictive to this guy. He legitimately needs to go seek help about it. Like that's genuinely how I feel. If you describe everything you enjoy as addictive and you can't get enough and you're getting sucked back in and you can't stop, you have a control issue. You have a consumption issue that you need to get looked into so that you can be a better person. Because constantly being addicted to things and not being able to control yourselves and going back for more and double dipping and all of that, like, that is actually not a good thing to have happen consistently. You need more self-restraint than that. But he's fucking addicted to everything all the time.
I'm not even kidding you. Like, I wish that I ate this more often, and it's very close. This is dangerous. This came within 15 minutes.
This is dangerous. Yo, classic white people shit, brother. Oh, this is dangerous. This is, oh, the way they made this, how addictive this is dangerous. If I had $1 for every time I heard that at a function, I'd be the richest man ever. Absolutely. Oh, man, I hate that saying.
And it's fresh and it's delicious. This is very dangerous because it's too good.
He said it again. Let's fucking go.
Shit. Piece of breading fell. Crispy. Yummy. This is super good.
And the majority of the content being silent is fantastic.
Here we go.
So good.
What in the goddamn?
Just constant nodding. Just, brother, quit bobbing your fucking head. Just eat the food. Every single fucking bite this guy takes, and he's sitting there chomping away. He's like a cow chewing fucking cut over there. We don't need to see your head fucking bob the whole time. We get it, brother. You like the food. What is this? Sweet Papa Stovepipe standing up for my coworker for the 5. He says, Atlas, the coworker better not be bullied for making you watch this masterpiece of DSPism. I can't make any promises. I'm for sure gonna be upset when I see him next time. And why the fuck you stream that shit? Why'd you make me do that? I'm gonna sound like Wings after the Bog 1v1. It was my decision at the end of the day to do it, but it's everybody else's fault for fucking being there. Duh.
This is better than 98% of the fast food that I've ever eaten on DSP Tries It, and I mean that. This one sandwich is that good. This is better than the Popeyes chicken sandwich. This is better
He's
than
wrong.
anything I've had from KFC.
He's wrong.
This is
Wow,
so good.
maybe not about KFC.
Wow.
The Popeyes chicken sandwich is infinitely better than the Chick-fil-A sandwich, not only in its size, but in its price and its taste. If you disagree, you're wrong, and that's okay. But you just have to live with being wrong for the rest of your life.
The chicken is glistening with moisture in the light. Look at that. It's amazing. It tastes so good. I just said it's better than Popeyes. This is way better than Popeyes.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my god. Let me just I need an instant replay on that last one. The comboed with the smack, folks? Are we for real? This shit glistening, we're smacking, we're moaning over it. This is the most sexual style fucking DSP Tries It I think I've ever seen. He's about to fuck the sandwich. Can't get enough.
Wow.
Oh my god.
The crunch on the breading. However, we've got the grilled. Now, this will be a test of quality because there's no breading to save the grilled.
Oh,
If the
fuck.
breading
Guys,
isn't
I wasn't
good,
even
or if
ready.
the chicken isn't good, I'll know it.
I forgot we had a second sandwich.
gonna
Guys
find out,
already
but let's finish
fucking
this.
busted. And now we've got a whole round 2. Who would have thought? Amazing. Chick-fil-A really outdone themselves this time. I'll never forgive them. Sneed's Feed and Seed with the 2 saying, formerly Chuck's. Shout out, Chuck Suck and Fuck, of course. And Sneed, I'm so sorry I didn't catch you last time we were on stream. You sent the 2 saying the same thing right at the end, and I didn't get to shout it out. So, of course, shout out to Sneed's Feed and Seed.
That's amazing. I loved it. I loved every bite of it. I devoured it all in one go. I couldn't even stop.
I devoured.
No, Gabriel, for the record, I've had Chick-fil-A before, but it was many years ago, only twice. Both times were in store. So I haven't had it in many years. And since then, I've had many other chicken sandwiches. That just nailed it. That was superbly good. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can believe it, I received a $66 tip
Whoa.
from Mulciber Gordon. Don't ask me what that means. He says, hey, man, enjoy life, have a drink, and have good food on me. Bottoms up and cheers. A $66 tip today on DSP Tries It from a Mulciber Gordon. Thank you to Mulciber.
I guess this is why
That is
we
amazing. Thank you
we
for the
love
support.
the food segment. $66 for eating a chicken sandwich? Guys, I'll be right back. I gotta run to Chick-fil-A. My pockets, they're alight. Who knew? All you had to do was bust over
Now
a
we're at
chicken
75
sandwich, and
bucks
all of a
support.
sudden
We
the
are
money
halfway to the
pours
goal.
in.
We are halfway there, my friends. Can we make it? By the end of DSP Tries It. That would be impressive if we did. I don't think we will. But thank you, Mulciber.
Optimus Grime with the 2.
I very much appreciate that.
Saying, ooh, I'm about to bust.
Right, now, if you could give me a
Thank you
second,
for the 2, of course.
I need to blow my nose before we continue, so I'm just going to pause the recording, and I'll be right back. Yes, I need to go. I need to get up and go blow my nose because my nose is bothering me, and then I'll continue with the other sandwich.
And Duco Duos with the 13 months. Thank you so much. Hey, over a year, the same time as it took DSP to chew that sandwich. I couldn't have fucking agree more, boss. Thank you for the 13 months. I agree. All right, we're gonna go ahead and skip forward here. I don't know why we had to go to the second camera angle to go blow our nose. I like, did he really want to film himself walking out of frame? Was that the whole point? I guess so. And then he waddled away. Waddle. Crin Bear, thank you so much for typing that in the chat, because I think it all the fucking time.
Let's continue. By the way, let's have some of this delicious Canada Dry Flavor Splash Cherry Ginger Ale.
Whoever was in chat earlier saying he didn't pour the Canada Dry into the cup and instead drank it out of the can, felt it again. You were wrong. Please acknowledge that you were wrong in chat.
It's delicious, and the flavors are enhanced because I'm drinking it out of the official Level 1 Podcast dual-sided officially licensed mug, which you can get right now at the darksidephil.shop web store. So please go give it a look. If you like my content, you like everything that I do, please support it. Every mug purchase helps out the business. I would appreciate that.
Helps out the mug business. That's
That
the
is
business
great stuff.
DSP's in. The mug business.
Wow.
Shout out Mug
Amazing.
Root Beer, of course.
Amazing. Okay. I just received another 420 tip. Wow.
You know, speaking of tips, Dunce Style Mouth Drooler with the 2 going, bleh. Thank you for the 2.
You shouldn't moan while eating. It sounds like you like it too much. I'll moan as much as I want.
Please
Seriously, I'll
don't.
do whatever I want because I'm an
Please
adult
don't.
and I can do whatever I like to do. Right now, I'll throw the food and slap it against the
What
wall and
in
blow
the
it into pieces.
goddamn-
Or you know what? Maybe I'll get excited. I'll take all my clothes off and I'll eat it in the nude. I can do whatever I want. That's the cool advantage about being an adult is that you can do whatever you want and there's no one that can tell you not to do it. So I enjoy it.
See,
Very
and
nice.
this is
okay. So
this is the kind of behavior that his fans frequently get met with when they ask him to just slightly change the way that he does things on stream. Hey DSP, put socks on. Nobody wants to see your feet. Hey DSP, can you mute the microphone when you need to burp or snort? Hey DSP, can you get a fucking shock mount so that it doesn't sound like AIDS every time that you smack your desk, which you frequently do? And every time that someone has a genuine criticism, something that they actually do not like on the content, he will immediately throw it back in your face and tell you that he's going to do it exponentially more just to spite you because he can. Now, doesn't that sound like a fun and robust, meaningful content creator to you? Because it sure as fuck doesn't sound like that to me. But we got to move on positively. Right into Flowchart Cammy's message 4-5 saying, for as much as he door dashes, how is this freak not worried that maybe one day he gets a dasher that happens to be a detractor messing with his food? Great question. Great question. We don't think that far ahead, obviously. We can't leave the house because there's detractors out there. But obviously the detractors can never mess with him if he doesn't leave. That's just the way it works. So it kind of sounds like you didn't think this one through, Flowchart Cammy. Sounds like you're a detractor. So and thank you for the 5. Absolutely.
No.
I agree with what you said.
Thanks for the 420 tip. We're now up to $79 of support and climbing. Thank you all so very much. Let's now check out the main event, shall we? The
All
main
right,
event.
here we go. The main
The
event.
piece de
This is what you came
resistance,
for.
As they say in
You
France.
were
I
all
think that's what they
waiting.
say in France, right?
You
Yeah, a lot of
asked
people
for
think so.
this.
Okay. It is time for the spicy grilled deluxe chicken sandwich. This one is supposed to have, I think, lettuce and a Colby Jack cheese and tomato, and I think this cilantro lime sauce. Now, did they put it on the sandwich? We're going to find out, because if it's dry, I might be disappointed. This is not a breaded sandwich, so it's not going to have that flavor, that crispness of the other chicken sandwich. We have to see, okay?
Because you can't grill flavor into chicken. You can't cook chicken on a grill without breading it, without getting any sort of flavor in there. Obviously, all grilled chicken is flavorless. It's not robust, and it's definitely not tangy or meaningful.
I see sesame seeds on top of a special bun. Interesting.
This
I definitely
unveiling
see
is
lettuce.
fucking rancid.
Wait, those aren't sesame seeds. What are they? It's a special kind of like multi-grain brioche bun. That's not sesame. That's like a oat grain or something on top, or a wheat grain on top
It's
of
an
the bun.
oat grain.
Interesting.
Or a wheat grain. He's a grain expert now. Look at him go. He's identifying the
The
grain.
bread is stuck, and the reason is because under the bread is a melted cheese. See that?
Melted
on
cheese.
top of the grilled chicken.
Whoa. Whoa. It's got cheese, you guys. Look at that. This really is a deluxe sandwich.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to flip it because I want to see what's under. I think they put the veggies underneath, which is actually interesting that they did that. There's a tomato sagging off the front of the sandwich. Did they put any sauce on this? No, I don't think so. No. We've got lettuce and tomato on the bottom. I'm assuming that the chicken is marinated in a spicy sauce. It looks like it is. Like, it looks like it has like a rub or a spicy rub on the chicken. But it is dry. Again, I'm going to have to put the sauce myself on the bun, which is a pain because you know that's going to be messy. I'm going to have to take this sauce pack
Wait,
and
what?
squeeze it on both bun ends and then put it together.
No, you don't have to do it like that at all. Okay. Can DSP do anything without making it an impossible task? Well, he's actually fucking complaining about having to put sauce on a bun. And apparently he can't even do it without making a mess. You know it's going to get messy, you guys. But then he goes on to describe it. I have to put it on both sides of the bun. Why? Just put it, like, take as much of the packet as you want, however much sauce, and you can either put it on top of the lettuce and the bun, or you can just put it all on the bun and flip that motherfucker over and call it a day. Why would you dissect your entire sandwich to perfectly apply an even coating of sauce? This is the kind of autistic behavior that people make fun of him for. Just do the fucking thing. It really is that simple.
So obviously what I'm going to do is I'm going to show that on the wide angle.
If you ask me personally, I'm putting it all on one bun. It's all going on that bottom empty bun, and we're going to eat that motherfucker because it's only going to last about 30 seconds anyway.
It is a creamy sauce, creamy white. So I'm putting it right into the center. It's very, very liquidy. Like, it's not.
And Dune Messiah is absolutely right. If they put the sauce on, he would complain that it's like the Chiking sandwich. Absolutely. If this would have shown up with sauce on it, I promise the box would have been messier. The actual ingredients on it, the tomato and the lettuce, would have been sliding off far more frequently or had slid off during transit, and you would have heard about it. So it's a real damned if you do, damned if you don't, and DSP's never happy. But we already kind of knew that about the guy.
At all. It's not like mayo. It is like a very liquidy sauce. Oh, it's pungent. Very pungent. I can smell it. Very tangy, pungent sauce. Okay, that's on the bottom now.
Oh, it's a very pungent sauce. This white cream sauce is very pungent.
On the top.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now we got to do the other half of the process. This three-step process is now turned into 6. Sound good?
It's gonna go on top of the cheese.
Thank you for the information. It's very important I knew that.
Actually, I don't think there's any left. I'm trying to get more out, and there's like nothing left in here. Wow. This packet is underwhelming. There should be way more sauce in the packet. I'm gonna
jump out the window. We're complaining about the amount of sauce in the fucking packet. Brother, you knew the size of the packet when you started. If you cannot limit the amount of sauce that you put on one side so you had enough for the other. I believe they call that rationing. If you cannot ration the sauce for your proper use, blame your fucking self because you knew before you started how much was there. It's not even worth talking about, though. It's a sauce packet.
To go on the sandwich. It's very little sauce. That's disappointing. Okay.
Not enough of the creamy, white, liquid, pungent, tangy sauce, dude. 0 out of 10 burger. I agree, Kevin. That's what it's sounding like.
The sandwich. See that? The sandwich is assembled. Here it is.
The sandwich is assembled. As you can see, hot off the assembly line. We just pulled it off the conveyors. Look at this.
Now I will eat the sandwich and tell you what it tastes like.
They should fucking pay him for this sandwich the way he had to make it himself.
Devour.
Amazing.
We've gone dark here in the office, as you can see. I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
He liked the other one more. You could just tell.
It doesn't taste that spicy. It definitely has this rub seasoning on it, but it's nowhere near as spicy as the breaded chicken.
This is what the people asked for. This is what they wanted. Just a reminder, actually, speaking of, half of you voted for this last week. Half of you legitimately wanted to watch this on stream. So I hope you're getting your fucking non-money's worth.
So with that bite, I got a hint. By the way, the tomato is sad. The tomato is cut so thin, it just fell right off the sandwich. So I'm not even going to eat the tomato with it. I can't even taste it, okay? honestly, it doesn't taste spicy at all. It's very salty. Very salty. It almost tastes like
Uh-huh.
A Cajun rub, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I love
That's
a
exactly what it
Cajun
tastes
rub on
like
a
the Cajun
sandwich.
rub,
Hell yeah,
rather
dude.
than a spicy rub, which is weird because it's called the grilled spicy deluxe sandwich.
I mean,
But
it's still gonna have spice on it. When you describe something as being Cajun flavored or it's got Cajun seasoning on it, it's gonna have that does indicate a level of spice.
Just doesn't taste very spicy at all to me. Like
But
I
it's
don't
not good
know
enough for DSP. Not spicy
what they were
enough.
kind of going for. Because again, if you called it like the Cajun sandwich, I'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But I'm not really getting a spiciness factor. Well, let me keep going. It has Colby Jack cheese on it, by the way. Let's keep going. Let there be light.
I don't even know what he said, but I know
So
he
I
was
got
talking about the
All
lights.
bread and sauce in that bite. The sauce is very tangy and has just a slight bit of cilantro flavor to it, but almost none. It's just a very tangy sauce.
This guy really thinks
Let's
he's
see
on
if I
the
can actually get some
Food
chicken.
Network. Oh, it's really tangy. All I got in that bite was the tangy bun. I really need the robust and flavorful lettuce, you guys.
I got some lettuce in
And the fucking lip smacks on every fucking munch. Jesus Christ. Lean further away from the microphone. Turn down your fucking your noise gate or something.
that bite.
We shouldn't
And the
hear
lettuce is
you
green
smack
leaf
your
lettuce,
lips.
which is way more flavorful than the typical crappy iceberg lettuce or even romaine lettuce that you would usually get. So I am enjoying the green leaf lettuce.
Oh, okay. For those of you who didn't know, obviously Chick-fil-A specializes in their superior lettuce design. It was very intricately engineered by the Chick-fil-A engineer department, and that's why they're the best in the business.
I don't know. The chicken's just all right for me. I'm gonna keep going.
ESP, a fucking lettuce connoisseur as well. You didn't know? Chicken sandwiches, cheese, and lettuce, all things he's intricately familiar with from all of his time in his culinary pursuits. Yeah, free-range lettuce.
Can I be honest?
Cage-free
I don't think
lettuce
this
is really
anywhere near
funny.
as good as the first sandwich. I think that breaded spicy chicken sandwich was perfectly juicy, perfectly crisp, and had a bursting with flavor, and had spiciness to it. I'm not digging this sandwich. I'm not getting it. It doesn't. There's like no spice. Again,
I'm not digging the sandwich. I'm not getting it. I don't understand the vibe or aesthetic that it's going for, okay? How am I supposed to vibe with it when these are the vibes it's giving off? Its aura is poor, and there's nothing I can do about that. That's what we're doing right now. It's a sandwich. It's a chicken sandwich.
salty and has like a Cajun season.
We're complaining about the fucking vibe. Shade
Hey, good morning,
Hacksaw
Trey.
for the 2. Thank you so much. Wash it down with some genetic Mountain Dew. Genetic Mountain Dew. It's that's like scientifically engineered specific Mountain Dew.
But it's not. That's not spicy. I don't think they understand what that meant when they made this.
Even
don't
the
taste
2,
the
of
Colby
course.
Jack
Shade
cheese at all.
Hacksaw.
Even though it's
You're gonna have to
melted
look
on
into
top, I don't
genetic
taste it.
Mountain Dew.
I taste a little bit of this multi-grain bun. I taste.
Oh,
the
is
green
that a
leaf lettuce, and I like lettuce,
Cobra-ism? I didn't
and
even
the
know.
chicken is kind of a little dry and has a lot of the seasoning flavor, and that's it. I'm not getting the sauce is almost non-existent, and the tomato's gone. It fell off the sandwich, so I can't taste that. I feel like it needs something else. Like it needs chicken. Chicken. It needs bacon. Maybe like a cooling ranch sauce, and it needs more heat. It needs way more heat. I don't.
Okay, but that's completely fucking contradictory. Hang on, wait a minute. It needs, first off, cooling ranch sauce is actual alien behavior. Is that what we're supposed to be applying onto our CPUs? You put on the cooling ranch sauce to keep your temps low, but then to go on and complain about not having enough fucking spice, but you want a cooling ranch sauce on it? Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose? I mean, like, I understand you might dip wings in ranch, and it does kind of dilute the sauce flavor. But if you want it to be spicier, you wouldn't pair it with a ranch because it would dilute the spice. That's the point. What?
I don't know why it's not spicy. It's bizarre to me that it's not spicy.
Yeah, it needs more heat and cooling. Okay. It's like when you put the space heater directly next to your fan.
No, I'm not.
Obviously, that's a
I'm
common
seriously
tactic.
not feeling it. I liked the crispy way better than this.
Thank you.
Is it grilled? Yes, that's why it's dry, to be honest. Is it spicy? No. Is it deluxe? Well, my tomato failed. It's in the top here, the top half. It failed. The lettuce is good, and that's about it. Like I said, I want more. Like I said, maybe this was a club with bacon and like a ranch or some other kind of sauce. Maybe it would have been much better. But I don't know why they're calling it spicy. It's not spicy at all.
Why is he thinking about it so intently? You'd think that the way this guy is chewing this food right now, you'd think he's mulling over his finances and wondering how he's going to get out of his second bankruptcy. But I know what's really going on behind those eyes is he's just going to say that it's not good and it's not spicy enough again. He has nothing else to say. But he's so intent.
So confused that their regular spicy, chicken sandwich is so spicy and actually has a good level of spice.
What did I just say? I literally just said he was going to say it, and then he did.
And then this one they call spicy, and it's not at all. I feel like that's like, you should have everything that says spicy be the same level of spice, no?
No, you shouldn't. Not at all, actually.
This is spicy. Then I wonder what the regular grilled is like. Is it just like really bland? Maybe it is. Maybe the regular grilled chicken is bland because this just doesn't have the flavor I'm looking for.
Yeah, how many times is he going to say spicy in the next fucking 10 minutes before this is over? Spicy this, spicy that.
Hidden under the bun, another tiny tomato slice. See it?
What the fuck do you mean hidden under the bun? Where else do they go? What does this guy want? Genuinely, what does this fucking guy want? If that's hidden under the bun like some sort of secret. What was his expectation? They were going to put it on top? He was pissed when the other one fell out. So it can't go outside the burger, but it's going to be a surprise hidden inside, right? Come on. Good God, no. Thank you so much for becoming a member of the 60 Skulls. Thank you.
So maybe I'll actually get some tomato in this next bite.
Did that make the world a difference that we had the tomato in the bite? No, apparently not. Huge tomato, Al.
Nah, I'll finish it.
What a fat fuck thing to say. This guy spent the entire time saying he didn't like this sandwich and finished the whole fucking thing anyway. Amazing.
Well, I'm going to be honest, I'm disappointed in this one. The crispy was much better, much more flavorful, much more spicy, much more juicy, and it had nothing. It was just pickles. This had lettuce, tomato, cheese, sauce, and a special bun, and it's not as flavorful or as good as the standard spicy. That's ridiculous.
SMH my goddamn head.
Well, let's finish it, and I'll have a little bit more mac and cheese, and I'll give you my final thoughts.
Okay. I was just going to wait for him to finish it. I think I said everything I had to say about him eating. I just need to hear the final thoughts.
Linked in the chat actually says, the regular fried deluxe is way better than the grill. So you're saying just get the breaded. The breaded would have been amazing like this, right?
Interesting. Anyway. Who would have thought that the breaded chicken would have more flavor than the grilled chicken?
I have an honest question.
It's almost like the breading adds
Why else would I ask
breading flavor to it or something. Right? I don't know.
When Chick-fil-A started, did they only do the breaded chicken and then later on added the grilled as a healthier option? Much like KFC did that. Do you remember that? That KFC was only doing fried, and then apparently they teamed up with Oprah Winfrey, and Oprah Winfrey convinced them that they should advertise for them if they made grilled to be healthier for Americans, so they did. But I just don't feel like people are going to these places for the grilled, and maybe that's why this isn't as good. But I'm curious.
Wait. So he thinks that they do a shittier job because more people don't go to these restaurants and get the grilled chicken. That's genuinely his hypothesis here. That's the that's the conclusion that he's putting forth for his final exam. Like that's the thesis. The reason that grilled chicken is less flavorful and more bland is because people don't get it enough at the restaurant. All right. He should email the CEO of Chick-fil-A if that's genuinely what he thinks. I think he might be onto something here. Could really help the business.
If maybe their specialty always was the breaded chicken, and then they added this later, and that's why this isn't nearly as good. I'm just saying. Okay?
Okay.
Oprah Winfrey isn't exactly a vision of health. How dare you say that clearly not, Jamie? How dare you? Don't you think that she's representative of the average American body in 2025? Man, that was a slam, wasn't it? Holy shit, dang. Okay.
Dentpothesis is good, Invisible Mute. I
Now we're
like
taking
that.
stabs at everyone. Anyway.
Good God, no, with the 5. Thank you so much. DoorDash your pasty carcass some Cholula if you want to be able to make things more spicy, Phil. I agree. If this guy's going to complain about the sauce, the robustness, the flavorfulness of all of the food, that it kind of sounds like he is a very picky eater and should just make his own fucking food. Or at least come prepared with the sauces and the flavors that are going to make the food robust enough for him. It's just going to be that way. If you're constantly disappointed in things, then you need to go out of your way to make them work for you. That's how I feel about things, personally.
Let's have a little bit
Obviously,
more
that doesn't work for a food
cheese.
review, but then don't sit there and fucking complain about it the whole time.
Let's rate this whole meal, shall we? All right, mac and cheese.
All right.
This was good. This mac and cheese was seriously good. This is delicious mac and cheese, man. I'm surprised they make this at a fast food place. It tastes so good.
Please enjoy the mac and cheese. I'm going to step away for 1 second.
I wonder how they make it there so good. Because, honestly, you would think this is like under a heat lamp, but it doesn't taste like it. It doesn't taste like they made this morning and it's been sitting there all day. It tastes semi-fresh, and I wonder how they pull that off. Are they just continuously making batches of the mac and cheese all day? I don't know. Yummy. This is so good, but I should probably stop eating it. It's very bad for me. I'm going to have one more bite, and then I'm going to rate everything. I say one more bite, but I'm going to make the biggest bite possible. Here we go. Okay. Wow, that's seriously good mac and cheese, dude. Okay, so here we go. First time ever. Chick-fil-A.
Here we
on
go.
DSP
First
tries
time
it.
ever.
What did I think? Why am I so far away? I don't know. So, the waffle fry, for the one that I had, was crispy on the outside.
We're really
potatoey.
rating the
It tasted
one
almost like a
waffle fry
potato
we
chip
had.
after the
That's
fact.
crazy.
I'm not sure if that will translate into something people want to craveably eat or not. Potato chips are craveable. I don't know the major difference between the new waffle fry and the old. A lot of people have been saying the old waffle fry was better and this one's redesigned. It tasted fine to me.
Okay. Well, he said that he hasn't had Chick-fil-A on stream ever and that he hasn't had it in ages. So how would he know the difference? It was a moot point to begin with and wasn't worth mentioning, aside from at the beginning if you wanted to bring it up as a fun fact. To bring it up again like there was actually ever going to be a comparison is weird to me, because there was literally no way, given the circumstances, he would have had a frame of reference.
If I had had a whole bag of them, I probably would have ate them, but I only ate the one. So I thought it was fine, but I'm not going to rate it because I only had one. The mac and cheese is really good. The mac and cheese is probably the best mac and cheese I've had from any kind of a fast food situation, for sure. It's better than like KFC's by far. I think we've had it at like Popeyes. I've had it at other places too. Like I've had mac and cheese at like I want to say like Panera Bread or something like that. That's the best mac and cheese out of all of them. That is exceptionally good. I don't know why, but it just is. It has different kinds of flavors to the cheese. It doesn't taste like it's only one cheese. And it's not overcooked. It's not rubbery. It's just absolutely dead on how you want the consistency of a good mac and cheese. So I loved it.
All right, so DSP, expert mac and cheese maker. He's obviously a mac and cheese connoisseur. He's well known around the world for his very consistent mac and cheese abilities. All of them are high quality that he makes, so he can obviously speak on this, and he knows exactly the type of consistency that you should be expecting from mac and cheese. Very cool, very cool.
The standard spicy chicken
Glad it
sandwich,
got a good rating.
which is crispy, was super good. It was tender, juicy chicken on the inside that had been marinated and had flavor to it. The breading on the outside was crispy when you bit into
Hang on, what was that word salad I just heard?
Absolutely dead on how you want the consistency of a good mac and cheese. So I loved it. The standard spicy chicken sandwich,
Okay,
which is crispy, was
which is
super
crispy.
good.
Super
It
good.
was
Got it.
tender,
It's tender,
juicy chicken on the inside
juicy. It's tender and juicy. Gotcha.
that had been marinated and had flavor to it.
It's a tender, juicy chicken that's been marinated and has flavor to it. That's how we describe. That's how normal people describe food. Of course, when you ask somebody whether or not they like the sandwich, that's clearly the kind of adjectives that they would describe that they would use.
The breading on the outside was crispy when you bit into it.
was crispy.
But then it had tons of spiciness and flavor that permeated
It was
your
spicy.
mouth and throat.
It was spicy. It was flavorful. It permeated. It had a little tang on it.
And stayed there. And it was just the right balance. Even though that sandwich was only a brioche bun and pickles, I actually really liked it. The grilled spicy deluxe sandwich was a huge disappointment. The chicken was significantly drier than that of the standard chicken. It wasn't nearly as spicy as the standard spicy chicken. I don't know why. I thought it should have been the same spice level. It was completely different and way tame. Okay? They didn't put the sauce on my sandwich. I had to put it on myself. I couldn't really taste it out of the one packet they gave me. I tasted a little bit of tanginess, but just it didn't really last. So, honestly, not that good. The tomatoes were lame. One tomato was thin and flopped right off the sandwich, and the other one was kind of hidden. I didn't really taste it. The Colby Jack cheese.
The other one was hidden. Therefore, guys, I couldn't taste it. I didn't know the tomato was there. Couldn't taste it. If they would have made me aware of the tomato beforehand, then maybe I would have tasted it and it would have been taken into consideration. But it was hidden underneath the bun.
Cheese, I didn't taste it all. I'm not even kidding you. I tasted no cheese on that sandwich at all. So it just doesn't cut through. Maybe it's not thick enough. I don't know. But it just had no flavor. So disappointing in my opinion. Overall, what's my favorite? Definitely the spicy chicken sandwich. Like if I'm rating it on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm going to probably give it like a 4.25. I would give it higher, but it's too expensive. $8.50 for a sandwich that literally is bread and pickles is too expensive. If that was like 6 or 7,
real.
definitely better. But it's just too expensive.
I got to agree, and I hate it.
For me. But it was amazing. Okay, so 4.25 out of 5.
4.25. Oh my fucking god. I've said this before when we were watching the Hateful Truth reviews. I'll say it again now. If you're using quarters in your scale when you review things, you need to pick a different fucking number. If you're picking 4.25 out of 5, just make it 8.5 out of 10. I'll take a half scale, but once you start adding more fucking more decimal places, you want to start splitting it up into even more fractions. Just fucking pick a different base number. Make it out of 10 and move on. Fucking quarter is stupid. You're wasting everybody's time.
The mac and cheese. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. The only thing is it's expensive as well. This medium container.
Exactly, Acheron. 0.5s were already pretentious enough. To pretend that you couldn't just round it one way or another for an even number, sure, fine. I'll give you that grace. But to further divide it, nah, I'm not playing.
Is over $6 delivered. It's definitely not a $6 side. I mean, that's like the price of the premium sandwich. Why is the side that expensive? But it's amazing, so I'll give it a 4 out of 5. The grilled spicy deluxe sandwich is incredibly disappointing. Is it edible? Yes. Was anything on there particularly bad? No. But directly comparing it to the spicy chicken, the regular spicy chicken, it's just way inferior. It's too dry. It doesn't have the bite or flavor, and it's way mild. It's not spicy enough at all. Okay?
Okay.
I just don't get why you have 2 spicy sandwiches on your menu. One is actually spicy, and one is super bland. It baffles me.
It's almost like they aren't prepared the same way, and they probably have different ingredients that go into them to determine the spice levels or something. I would never go to a restaurant and order like the spicy soup and then order, a different spicy soup and be like, oh, they're different levels of spice, you guys. Well, yeah, they're different fucking soups, jackass. Of course they're not going to taste the fucking same. What the fact that you came in here expecting that just shows how stupid you are.
And even adding all those deluxe things, I don't think it made it taste any better. I think it would have tasted just the same. The only difference, maybe I wouldn't have tasted the lettuce, which I like the lettuce. But outside of that,
The redeeming
No.
quality, of course, the lettuce flavor
for me,
really enhances
sadly,
the experience.
Disappointed by the main event, the limited time sandwich. The standard one is better. But let me tell you, for that standard spicy chicken, that is by far, hands down, the best spicy chicken sandwich I have had at a fast food place. That's better than Wendy's. That's better than Popeyes. That's better than KFC. Any of these fast food spicy sandwiches pale in comparison to the Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich. So all I can say is Chick-fil-A spicy chicken, 2 thumbs way up. Just look a little bit worried about that price. But outside of that,
He's worried about that price like it's his margins that are going to be that are being eaten into. It's his business that might or might not sell things based off of the price. He's worried about the price. Okay.
super good sandwich. Like I said, that's dangerous stuff because that is 10 minutes away from me. That's craveably good. That makes me want to order from there more often because the sandwich is so dang good. And I don't.
Okay, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm done. This guy's despicable in every sense of the word. I think that he's demonstrated that in more than enough ways today. His attitude towards his audience is fucking disgusting. His attitude towards his wife and the people that he works with is fucking pathetic and completely embarrassing. And the way that he insists that all of this food is addictive and craveable and tangy and just everything to do with the food reviews is off-putting and gross, if you ask me. Like, legitimately, no, like, I don't know who's watching this content unironically and genuinely gets enjoyment out of this, but that person might need to be looked into because that's fucking sick behavior. Of course, yes, rage quit, Red. We're rage quitting. The video has 2 minutes left, and I'm done. Am I gonna be mad at my coworker? I'm always mad at my coworker. He knows what's up. It's just the way we live. I want to thank everybody for showing up today. That's it. You're going to be redirected to WPIG 1651 for the pre-stream into TBS. They still have, I believe, like 2 hours. So go get yourself some burritos if you're not going to hang out for the pre-show. But once again, thank you all for showing up. I really appreciate all of your time today. All of your enduring is much appreciated. Atlas is pussing out. You can shake your head all you want. But it's been a robust and meaningful time to me. Hopefully I see you tomorrow for Ack the King, which I think is still on. He hasn't canceled yet, so we'll see. But until then, be safe. Till then, bye.